What are you sick of, Theo Von?
I'm sick of celebrities telling people political stuff.
Talking about basically the fucking Academy Awards.
Yeah,
Get
man,
on their
those people are
soapbox.
rich, dude. It's easy to be nice in a theater when you're rich, dude.
Yep.
Go to a poor theater, dude. People are humming. Usually a sister hitting you in the back of the head with something for nothing, for you didn't do anything wrong.
Tell us what grinds your gears.
Usually a sister hitting
just-
you in the back of the head.
But yeah, I mean, and it could be an urban girl or your actual, blood sister.
Hey, have you been in an urban theater? I mean, it's just like they just talk.
This black couple was behind
They
us.
just straight up talk.
Oh, yeah.
Like it's like
Oh,
there's no movie, there's no etiquette, and I'm not saying black people. I'm saying urban theater, where it's a mix. I go this one off the 90. You better hope it's a 3D movie with all action.
Yeah, it's
if you're
interactive.
looking for a plot, you're fucked.
It's interactive.
You're super fucked.
Interactive.
They're eating fucking carrots. It's fucking popcorn. And damn, dog, you see that shit? It's like, bro,
Yeah.
Dude,
where's your movie theater etiquette?
Well, dude, a lot of black people, and I will say this, because this is really factual, and I've spent a lot of time around, in the dark arts, and I don't mean, that's not black people in general, that's
The dark
That's
art.
voodoo. That's black magic.
That's everything. Black magic.
That's New Orleans,
voodoo,
son.
That's the underground.
Louisiana.
Yep.
I grew up in a mixed neighborhood, dude, and black people don't really know. They don't differentiate between indoors and outdoors.
What do you mean?
Outdoors
Bill?
can be indoors, dude.
What do you mean?
Outdoors can be indoors. Black person, you can put them outdoors, and you put them indoors. Same volume levels, same speed.
There's no inside voice.
There's zero inside.
There's no etiquette when you go indoors.
Well, they just don't. I don't think they believe in like a lot of structures and I don't want to say woodwork, but I want to say overall that the difference between indoors and outdoors when it comes to most black people,
it's so incredibly vaguely racist.
It's so funny though. It's so funny.
They say that
No,
when
There's
you,
no filter.
No, what they say when
Yeah,
you're poor.
it's true.
But a lot of people who are poor, it's a socioeconomic thing. So a lot of people that are poor, a lot of times, I guess, have to rely on each other. Like they notice shit that say rich people wouldn't notice.
Yeah.
Because they have to, because you're kind of relying on your neighbor, on usually sharing a bathroom. There's a lot of stuff. People are on you.
They're
Teamwork.
people.
And it creates...
people.
Yeah, and and it creates sort of this feeling of competition where
But that
like,
doesn't
by
mean
the
you
way,
can't lower your voice when you're in the mall or in the theater.
Right.
and that's just what I'm saying.
That's his point.
Right.
Yeah,
I want to
when
be
it-
heard.
Yes.
Yeah, a lot of my black friends even do not. They don't have indoor voices. Is what I'm trying to say. I think I used too many words.
Dude, I was in a date with this smoke show. I'll never forget how hot she was. I'd gone to theater school with her in New York City.
So lonesome.
See her at Erewhon. I take her out. She's a 10. She's also fucking crazy, and I didn't realize it. We went to see
That's an
Powder.
11, bro.
Remember that movie?
Yeah, it's a 12 in my book.
We saw that
that's a
movie. We
12,
saw that
dude.
movie. That terrible movie, Powder. It was a good movie, actually. And
Yeah, it's
and,
about lightning brings that man back.
Yep. And so she turns around. There's a black couple behind us, clearly of a lower socioeconomic status.
Mm-hmm.
And she goes, she's a super white girl, and she goes, "Hi, how are you?" And the black girl goes, "Why are you looking at me like that, man? Why you gotta get in my face and say hi? I don't know you." And his girl goes, "Damn, girl, she's just being friendly." She goes, "I don't know this bitch talking to me like that." And I was like, God. She goes, "I'm just saying hi." And I go, "You need to turn the fuck around because you're embarrassing me." And I didn't blame that woman.
Yeah.
I was like, "The fuck you saying hi to me
Hey,
for out of
was
nowhere?"
Powder racist?
Powder?
Was it
No.
racist? Because if I remember, it was a white guy covered in, like, he basically went chalk face.
Kind
like
of.
there's blackface and then there's
No.
chalk face.
No. He was just, the actor himself is actually a big jiu-jitsu guy now. He's super.
Lightning would bring him out.
Yeah, he's super
What do you mean
white.
bring him out?
He's
Dude,
very
to get
white.
a white guy as a lead character in a movie these days, you almost need lightning to get him into the
Yeah,
deal.
there has to be some sort of pitch there. You just
Yeah,
can't be
that's
a
gotta be hard.
fun-loving white guy.
Yeah, dude, you're
We're
out,
gonna need
dude.
you to be a
We
serial
got a lot of
killer,
those. We got a lot of
one
those.
arm, shark attack. So, but in Powder, why was he Powder?
So Powder, he was actually a white guy, but he had
Chlorophyll
powers.
issues, wasn't it?
He had the ability to like, I think he was a psychic or
he just-
move thing, change
it's
things.
for
It's
superhero
magic.
movie.
Yeah, magic.
It's like a Marvel.
Yeah, he was like a
But,
magic
like, real
guy.
shitty.
Yeah, it was
Brought
Marvel,
people
but he didn't
together.
really have any. His powers were way.
Like
At the
real
end of the
shitty.
fucking movie, she was crying so hard, and I was looking at her. She wouldn't move.
Does he die?
She was like this. Yeah, I think so. I can't fucking remember.
That's
I-
an
Don't
old
tell us
school
what happens,
movie.
dude. I forgot.
Spoiler alert, Powder
Yeah.
from a 20-year-old movie.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert,
I-
man.
Spoiler, you said you're so lonely over there?
Yeah, dude, I'm lonely, and I mean, I missed. I was supposed to have some responsibilities this morning, and I was honestly, man, I stayed up doing some light masturbation last night, and I feel nervous saying that because there's a lady in here, and him. But
You don't really know.
Koreans don't
And
believe in
him.
masturbation.
yeah, but he almost seems like I'm amazed you're working at Keypad Dog. You seem like you would be like
Gangster.
yes.
Yeah.
Gangster.
Now,
Oh,
here
you're saying like a Korean, like mafia?
He's got connections to the
Yakuza?
underworld.
Yakuza.
Yakuza,
Yeah,
Yakuza
dude.
is actually Japanese.
Japanese, I know, but you get the reference. For
No,
God's
you're right
sakes.
though, because they say a lot of the Japanese mafia are ethnically Korean. How about that?
Well,
Are they really?
Yep.
If Chin had tattoos from his neck down to his fucking ankles, Yakuza all day.
Those dudes are no joke. I don't
Yeah,
wanna fuck-
dude. I could see you running a slave ship. You'd be the only Asian dude on a slave ship.
He's so big. You'd boss some bitches
Yeah.
around.
Wait, go
And
back
not
to
black slaves either. White slaves,
Yes.
White,
pygmies, everybody.
whatever,
White
man.
slavery.
Hashtag no racist. But you're so lonely.
Wait,
Why,
yeah.
man?
Yeah, it's been lonesome, man. Well, I'm trying to stay off of masturbation, you know?
It's tough.
What do you think about when you masturbate?
I think about, honestly, now at this point, I think a little bit about some kind of sexual ideas, you know? But then
hope
I think
so.
about how bad I'm going to feel after I'm done masturbating.
Really? Why do you feel
I'm
bad?
basically masturbating to light shame.
To light shame.
Are you
Yeah,
are
man.
you a porno guy? You watch like Red Tube or whatever the fuck these days?
I've been out there, man. I've been in it's nasty out there.
It is nasty.
It's
isn't it?
nasty, dude. I was just talking about this on my podcast. It's nasty. Some of these videos and people doing all these butt activities and everything. And
Butt activities. You know what the thing is?
They
though?
are.
Like you just got to. It's constantly escalating. Like
Yeah.
everyone's trying to one up each other in the porn industry.
I don't want to be in it
They
anymore.
are, aren't they?
It's just too
They
much.
sure are.
I don't need 7 guys.
No.
Yeah.
What happened to just one on one?
It's
Why
unbelievable.
does there have to be a gangbang every time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's so
It's
rough.
like whack-a-mole, too. If you see some of those gangbangs,
Oh, my
dude, that
God.
shit gets to... It's like urban whack-a-mole on
really
some of them. And Andrew Santino has the best joke. He talks about how a lot of black gentlemen always have their sneakers on during pornography.
And socks.
That's aggressive.
I
dude.
never thought of that
Why do
shit.
they for grip? You really rail at home.
Grip and probably
Bro.
athlete's foot is rampant.
And also...
I don't know who the fuck been on this carpet or this
It goes
floor.
back to indoor-outdoor. Like, those are kind of outdoor shoes.
Yeah.
And they have them on indoors.
Full Circle with Theo Vaughn. I hope you
it's
call
just-
your podcast Full Circle.
Oh, no, dude. I've never gone full circle in my life, bro.
What's the podcast name?
This past weekend, it's just helping just basic life suggestions for struggling males and others.
Oh, that's interesting.
Is it just you?
Yeah, just me right now. I
How's
got to
it
get
going?
a friend to come over on Sunday. That's the problem.
How's it going?
Hard to do.
Sundays are tough. My buddy Tony Jeffries has a podcast, the Boxing Life, or the
I
fuck
just
it's
did
called.
it, yeah.
And he goes, "Hey man, can you do my podcast?" So when he goes Sunday, I went, "No, it's my only free day." And this Sunday I have a fight companion, and we got stand up at the Comedy Store. Sunday I can pick any other day except
Yeah.
for Saturday, Sunday. I'm probably there unless it's Friday night.
You disappear on Sundays. I don't hear from you.
No,
Wow.
it's my one day to chill the fuck out. I'm with my kid all day.
Oh, you are?
Yeah,
Oh,
man.
that's beautiful, man.
Heck yeah. Sundays makes. I told Tony, I go, "Do you hate viewers and listeners and just guests?
Yeah.
And keep doing it on Sunday because
Yeah.
you're asking someone on their one day off to drive to you to do it. It's just
Yeah.
a bad idea."
Yeah, I was thinking, no, I wasn't actually.
What's your advice to young
was just
men?
saying something.
What's your advice? So if you could go back 10 years and give yourself advice, what would you say?
Just lay off the masturbation. Not that I was crazy into it. I wasn't.
You're addicted to it.
No, I wasn't addicted to it, but it became a pattern. You know, it became a habit.
It's a no. I would say have more of a routine, right? It's kind of
Yes.
like yank coffee, hit the road. Yank coffee, hit the road.
Hit the road, bro.
Hit the road.
Hit the
Jack?
road, meaning get to work.
Oh, okay.
Oh, dude. I thought
Yank
you're drawing
coffee.
a road from your
Or yank coffee, hit the road with your New Balances, doing a couple miles.
See, in
Relax.
the morning, I don't really yank it in the morning because I feel like it fucks with my energy.
100%.
No way, man.
No?
That's a myth.
Yeah.
Like people say,
That's
oh,
not a
pe-
myth,
It
dude.
is.
What about fighting?
People say, oh, you shouldn't masturbate before fights. That's a myth too. That's an old boxing tale because your testosterone lowers if you're not ejaculating. Do you know
Oh,
that?
I didn't know
If
that.
your body's storing, it goes, hey fellas, tells the nuts, let's shut this operation down because he's not using it.
Yeah.
But if you're constantly just sprouting, that
Oh.
thing goes, let's go overtime, and so your testosterone is actually higher. You're welcome. Go ahead.
You know,
and-
sports
hey,
science did
go
a
ahead,
thing on
go ahead
that.
and jack it, fellas.
Yeah, sports science did a thing about that. They said that it's a myth that when you refrain from, maybe it makes you more aggressive though, right?
It doesn't make you more aggressive. No, that's not true. Like it's just your testosterone lowers because just like anything, your body goes, "We're all good, man. We don't need to keep making this stuff," and it just levels it.
But if you're horny, maybe you're sharper and you're just you're hungrier.
Well, dude, I'll notice sometimes my neighbor has a cat, right? They got some kind of a white cat.
I hate cats.
Yeah, I've never been a huge
They got
fan.
some kind of white guy. I feel like cats belong to white people and the Illuminati.
Well, and
and supervillains.
and single freaking women who just the cat lady. But what were we gonna say about the cat?
Well, I will notice, dude, honestly, and I don't do morning masturbation, thank God, because I think that is honestly for
forbidden
criminals, dude. I can't imagine waking up and just spraying out in the beginning of the day.
Yeah.
I would be heartbroken all day.
Try it.
But I'll notice if I have done that in the past, that if I see my neighbor's cat, because my neighbor's cat will wait out there for me to come out of my door. And I don't know what their behaviors are like in their head, but he will wait out there for me to come out of my door and just kind of see what my vibe is. And I'll notice I will feel more fear if I've masturbated before I've left the house when I see that animal. Then if I come out, I'm fired up. And my nuts are full, and I'm coming out, carrying.
It's the most incredible thing I've ever heard.
You like to come out with a loaded gun.
So the cat determines your day. The cat, how you react to the cat, like depending on how full your balls are, you're going to react to that cat in a different way.
Well, rarely have I ever masturbated in the morning. My habit happens at night, and it's just late at night, and I don't know what's wrong with me. But if I do it in the morning and I go outside, I notice that I feel inferior to that animal. Whereas if I don't do it, I barely even notice him. That's true, dude.
Have you ever taken the NyQuil challenge or the sleeping pill challenge where you take a sleeping pill and try jacking off before you fall asleep?
I've never done that.
God,
sir.
dude.
Sir, I've never done that.
Yeah, dude.
You're missing out. You don't yank it in the morning. Never done the NyQuil challenge?
No,
when you're sick?
Yeah.
No.
Sorry.
God, you guys got to start living.
I heard
you got to start living.
I heard
you're fucking with this cat every morning.
I'm not doing anything.
Nah.
He's out there.
I heard these Navy SEALs were
dictates your day.
He doesn't dictate it, but he definitely gives me some type of energy.
But I heard these Navy SEAls were they were freezing and they were the water was crashing on the rocks and they had to do the water exercises and they haven't been sleeping. They're fucking exhausted and they're freezing. They're all going into hypothermia. And the drill instructor goes, "All right, the first guy that can get their dick hard and drop a load." If one of you guys can do that, you fucking get to come in. All of you get to come in. Wow. So apparently, it's the thing about mind control. It's kind of sick, but it's kind of like interesting. So you got these guys freezing, everybody's like, "Come on, man!" Talking about in the water's.
Wow.
Could anyone do
the
it?
waves. Apparently, a guy fucking got off, and they were like, "Ah, all right."
Was one guy like, "Here we go!
Fucking
oh, we get it! Oh!" And everyone's like,
Yeah, if you're cold enough,
let's get inside.
I'll dive on it.
My God.
Yeah.
Damn, dude.
Isn't that fucked up? Talk about
Or
a mind
awesome.
game. Or
That sounds
awesome.
like the best episode of Ice Road Truck
Yeah, fuck
I
yeah.
could ever imagine, dude.
Holy
But who's
shit.
jerking off through sleep medicine, dude? That's insane.
This guy right here, Brendan Shaw.
I like to party.
He likes the competition.
I like to party.
Oh, it's a party.
He likes to challenge
I like
himself.
to party. NyQuil, they don't make it like they used to either. It used to be some addictive shit in there.
Yeah.
And now it's just called Z-Quil. Some bullshit. It's purple. They don't make it. The green shit. Talking about that scissor. You know what I'm talking about.
yeah.
That scissor. That green scissor.
That shit make one of your eyes shut down.
Yeah,
Like, you put it in
sir.
your mouth.
right?
Yeah.
One eye, jacking off at night. It was a fun night. Now they got the Z stuff.
Oh, yeah.
The Z pack. Get the fuck out of my
Apparently,
face.
Lil Kim
It's for
or
kids.
Lil Wayne was addicted to.
To scissor. There's a lot of people. There's a whole kind of show dedicated on Viceland where they went into Houston, Texas, where it started the scissor movement. And
Movement
I
to
want
where?
some
To the
of it.
CVS? Where are they?
Well, now it's hard to get. Now, like to get the stuff that they mix it with, you're talking, $12,000 for a
Yeah.
liter, not even a liter. And then there's a guy, I forget his name, Big Mike. He specialized. They call him the mixologist because he gets this special kind of soda that you get in the hood. It's like this orange tropical fruit. They mixes that. I want to try it so bad.
Wow.
I just want just one night.
Yeah.
Like the three of us go out. We're gonna be in Austin, Texas. I'm sure we can get some. I just want to try it. I don't want to
wanna
die.
try
I just want to try it.
Well, there you go, guys. If you're coming to the show in Austin, Texas, bring these gentlemen some scissor. I want to know how that goes. Dude.
Have you tried it?
I've not tried it, man.
I'm surprised.
Scissor?
Scissor. It's like Sprite mixed with codeine cough syrup.
Whoa.
It's like a purple color.
Well, I'm pissed at all these crackheads and other people who are out there abusing drugs, are taking away any medicine. We're not going to have any medicines left to use, We're basically-
Painkillers?
Yeah. We're just going to be, at that point, me jerking off for rest and just peaceful shame will be.
Well, they say that when you're a heroin addict, like at times you'll get to a point where you just do heroin to feel normal. Like it'll bring you back to being. I don't know if this
Dude,
is true,
I watch so much intervention. I swear to God, I could have one with someone. If you know an addict, let me know.
Yeah.
Bring him in here. We'll do it on the show because I know my
How often
shit.
does it work when they do that? Because it's an amazing
On that show all the time, but think how many they just show you the ones that work. I wish they would show an intervention where it's like Bill went to wherever Malibu Pacific caretaking, and then it goes 16 days later he relapsed and died. Like I'd like to see that, but it always just shows like he's better. He's been sober since May 6, 2014. Like it always shows that those come out.
Yeah.
But on that show, one of the interventionists were saying that, and they're all former addicts. They're saying that like this girl was shooting heroin all the time. When they withdraw and they get better, their feelings were so suppressed from the drugs, they feel no emotion. Like one guy he's the worst I've ever seen last night. He was doing huffing, the huffing.
Yeah.
Have you tried that? I feel like that's some New Orleans shit.
Dude, you're
Theo's
gonna
like,
kill me. You're angry that I didn't try scissor. You know what I'm
Or NyQuil and jack off.
saying? I'm trying to.
Huffing is the pain.
Apparently, I'm the psycho here. I thought we're Circle of Trust. I thought we all like to party.
We do.
We like to party, dude.
Fuck, man. I thought, well, all right.
Just have a beer, chill out, dude, or make a new friend.
What happened to beer and
You're
maybe
the
a little weed? Why do we have to get? Why do we have to get?
Why not
fucking
use a
spray
fucking
can?
huffer, take some NyQuil and jack each other off?
Spray paint. Huff spray paint. It's
No,
good stuff.
he huffs the computer like spray that gets the dust
Oh
away.
my
Duster.
God.
Oh, yeah,
He's
that
huffing
duster.
It's the worst case I've ever seen in my life. I was
Yeah.
like, this guy is so fucked. He was like hitting his mom and stuff, grown man.
Oh, no.
Somehow he got keys to a car, wrecked into a garage, kind of hilarious. But I thought that guy was fucked. But the interventionist was saying he was on camera and goes, how do you feel? It's after 60 days. He looked completely different. Still
Yeah.
kind of a bit of a psycho. But he looked completely different. He goes, how do you feel? And he goes, I feel amazing. And then they talked to the interventionist off that, and he goes, you can tell he's lying. He doesn't know how to feel happiness or anything, because usually recovering addicts, their feelings are so suppressed,
Yeah.
they don't know how to express it. They don't know what happiness, they're just like in a void. It's just like a smooth trying to...
So I've heard that when people go through long addiction periods, like through their teens, and then they finally get sober when they're like, say, 30, that they regress, that they emotionally, a lot of times they will be at the level of the 17-year-old when they started.
Oh, they go back to when they started getting out.
Yes, because they never really, because of that, what you're saying is that because they were so inebriated in one way or another, I guess they never learned how to, because if you think about a lot of life, it's like learning how to master a lot of your emotions, right? I mean, you kind of learn how to, you know what I mean? Like you learn how to like calm down, you learn how to self-regulate your
from
body.
experience,
Yeah,
though.
kids.
And like growing older.
Yeah, like learning how to control your emotions, your outbursts, your impulses. Kids have to learn that. Teenagers have to learn that. As you get older, we get better and better at it, right? Learn how to keep your ego in check. If you don't practice that and you're always high and you're always copacetic, when you
You
finally
don't learn
have to,
those skills.
yeah, you got to
so
contend.
you have to master it.
You go back
Dude,
to it.
on my way to the gym
That's
this
really
morning,
true.
on the way to the gym
point.
this morning, I drive by Santa Monica High School. I literally felt like stopping because there's probably 25 kids at least. They're all out there outside the baseball field there. None of them are talking to each other. Every single one's on their phone. I feel like stopping, just like, dude, you guys are missing out. It's 80 degrees out. There's a baseball field over there. You guys are fucking up. What are you looking at? Instagram? Rap videos? What are we doing?
I'll do you one worse. So I used to pride
Yeah.
myself on being
It's
able
a
to tell
bummer, man.
stories. I
It's
used-
changed, dude.
Well, not only that, but you're competing. Like I used to tell my kids stories. I'd tell them, I'd come up with intricate stories, right? And just these adventures, and I'd
Yeah.
always put them in it. And it was like I'd weave lessons into it and stuff. Guess what, man? You're asking me to compete with the Jungle Book and things like that.
Well, your ass is telling the same stories every night.
Well, that might
you
be
gotta
true.
mix it
too.
up,
That
son.
might be true. I
Yeah,
was,
dude.
No,
Throw
I had
some
an
scissor,
ongoing.
bro.
It's like a fucking comedy host. You got to fucking come doing the same set every night.
I had an ongoing thing.
Throw some scissor, dude.
Mix it up, bro. Give
You-
some NyQuil and a jack.
You're
Yeah,
not
bro.
competing with Minecraft. You're not competing with fucking that
Sesame
huge
Street.
TV.
You can't
Dude, No,
compete?
it's just you were talking about huge TVs. They were watching Avatar the other day, and they were into it. I was like, how do I compete
Can't
with
fuck
Avatar?
with Avatar.
And their children?
Yeah, 8-year-old. My 8-year-old was like, whoa, in her own world.
You want kids still?
Yeah. I want
How old
children,
are
dude.
you?
I'm 36. I'm an adult male. I am.
You are
got time.
36 adult male.
You got time, brother.
You got time, but let's not,
Yeah, but I'm
let's kind of,
I get nervous, though, dude.
let's
I
at
gotta
least
get
head
my,
in that direction, though.
I got to get my life in check, or I'm not going to be able to deal with
What do you mean by
stuff.
life
I
in
just
check?
didn't, like you were talking about emotional stuff, I just never really had a lot of instruction in that area, so I still have to learn some of those things now.
Like what?
Just like
give an example.
taking, like, when I know I need to do something, going and doing it instead of choosing not to do it.
Procrastinating, self-sabotage.
Yeah, it could be procrastination, self-sabotage.
But you're doing well, like
adult
with comedy.
masturbation.
Like I told you this the other night, and I'll say this whether you're here or not. Like to me, you're the top 5 funny guy right now.
Thanks,
like,
man.
I agree.
you're so fucking funny to me.
I
man.
agree.
Thanks,
like
man.
you're one of the few guys. Not that I don't watch a lot of people, but if I'm doing a set and you're on there, I will stay after to watch your set.
So will I.
Yeah.
You're one of the few guys.
Thanks, dude.
You
Well, I
kill
appreciate
me.
that.
But and then you had your Netflix special, which I thought was fucking brilliant.
Yeah, work's fine, in some good ways. And I appreciate you saying that, man. I think it's brave of you to get out there and do it, dude. I mean, if I could fight, I never would have even gotten into this shit industry,
Well, if you think this is shit industry, try fighting.
That's a good point,
Yeah.
dude.
If you think this is rough, try getting punched in the face. Getting half your paycheck.
Dude,
At least
what-
you control your destiny.
That's true, dude. God, that's scary,
Being in
bro.
a wheelchair for 3 days because your legs got kicked by Gabriel Gonzaga.
Oh, if somebody hit me, dude, I would probably call the cops, dude.
You should.
When I saw John, when I saw,
Exactly what you should do.
when I saw Gustafson and John Jones, but when I saw
At
Gustafson
165 after my fight,
when I saw him, yes, and I was backstage and I saw what
Big boy moves.
and I looked at him. He looked at me, and he was looking at me, but I don't know if he was looking at me. He was so beat up, and this was right
talking
after
about John
the fight.
Jones? Because we're in my
not John, because you told me about John. I'm talking about Gustafson.
John came in a wheelchair. I don't mean to cut you off, B.
Yeah.
John came in a wheelchair through my locker room, and I had tears in my eyes talking to him because I didn't get touched. I won my fight against Mitrione, tough opponent, choked him out. I was fine. I didn't get touched, but there's such a relief because I didn't get touched.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck about the money, man. I wish I got $50 million.
Right.
I'm just so glad I had my health. I was so happy that I didn't have to deal with a concussion or a busted lip or broken bones. I was ecstatic. That's why I'm celebrating in the back. But I see John Jones, who just won this war at light heavyweight, and he's the world champion. He came back. His lips were so big and bloody and busted. His eyes were closed shut, and he was on a stroller. And he won. And he's shaking. And he's thrown up from the pain.
God.
Before that,
Jesus.
and I got choked up. I just went, man, great job, champ. I didn't know what to say. There's not much you can say. I was just, oh my
He
god.
died?
Gustafson.
He did not die.
Gustafson
He's
was
still one of the greatest in the
limping.
world.
He was limping so hard, and his face was black and blue, and one side of his face was so black and blue, and he was just. And I looked at him. He looked at me, and I it sounds weird, but I felt shamed. I was ashamed to look at him. I felt like I was staring at him, and I was looking at him with horror on my face because of what he'd been through. And I looked away because I didn't want to embarrass him.
You didn't want him to see the look that you couldn't help but naturally have.
Yes, I was ashamed at what he had to do and what a
You know
warrior
who-
he
You know
was.
who I did that with?
Wow,
And with
man.
John, after that night, I remember thinking, I don't know what he got paid. He probably got paid pretty well. Not enough to go what he went through.
That's right.
There's not an amount of money they could maybe $50 million. Unless it was more than $50 million, they did not pay you enough.
Wow.
I remember just thinking, God, that's how this thing works
Isn't
out.
that crazy?
Are you happy now that you are not fighting anymore?
My life could not be better, man. Yesterday I was driving and I was like, God damn, man.
Because I was
My life
watching
is
the
a
Rogan
movie.
episode, not to interrupt you, but I watched the Rogan episode where you guys were in there together.
Where you told me to stop.
Yeah, when he talked about it anyway. And I didn't watch all of it. I probably watched about 40 minutes of it. But I just thought it was interesting. Yeah, and it gave me a little more insight into like your career and stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was cool. And I was just curious about that.
No, yeah, man. I mean, life,
you said
life could not be any better, man. I had some crazy shit in the works, and I'm living a dream, man. It's all icing on top right now.
It's awesome.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, coming out of that, like
It's scary.
You must have thought.
Scary.
I wonder. You must have thought in the
Terrifying.
beginning when you were fighting that your only option was winning that belt, or what? Like, what was your game be?
Is
What
it a
was
real
your-
belt? Do you get the belt?
You get the belt.
Oh, that's good.
That thing's sick.
Oh, I would want that.
I don't have a replica. I didn't get close to it. Yeah.
Yeah. But damn, you fought, dude. Like if somebody...
Top 10?
Dude, I couldn't. I just don't even think I could fight, man. I remember one kid attacked me once in school. It didn't go really well. I got attacked by a bunch of dogs.
Dogs, that's a different animal.
Yeah, but
Literally.
still.
Different animal.
Literally.
Yeah, but
Like, how do
they're
you
out
fuck
there.
with a dog?
Two of them came back and attacked me on my birthday again a year later.
On your birthday?
Swear to God,
When
dude.
they come back, they came back like it's this fool's birthday. Let's
You take any bites?
Yeah, I took a couple bites. Went to the hospital. It was my birthday. I remember I was 11 years old, and then at 12 years old, two of them came back and got me again. Like they knew. That's what I'm saying, man. Animals are insightful, dude.
I feel
You
like
don't have any animals?
I don't have any animals. I'd like to get one day, but I got to get somebody to be around the house and a teammate, you know?
One dog you could
mean a
probably
girl.
one dog provider's
I
not
didn't want to
huge.
say. I just didn't know how to say it. It's International Women.
He did
Women's Day.
everything, but I need a teammate, someone to kind of help out and do. You mean a fucking girlfriend, sir?
Yeah, probably that.
And there's nothing going on there. You got no
Dude,
leads or nothing. This is a cold case.
I'll tell you right on, dude. I'll tell you. So this is. I see. My problem is I don't want to grow up sometimes and be an adult. About relationships. So, I'll be out there either trying to skis around a little bit and feeling ashamed of myself for doing that, or I'll be trying to, actively pursue a woman, but I won't want to. I have some commitment issues. So in the end, it comes down to I got to work on some of my issues before I can really get in the game.
Or maybe you just haven't met the right one. Because
that could
the
be
right
true.
one to make you shut down.
Yeah, and that's maybe I'll look for.
games.
God, if you know the right one, dude, you know what I'm saying? Drop her off over there on Greenfield Avenue.
It's not easy to find the right one in Los Angeles. I
It
don't
is
care what
very
anyone
hard. They don't make the right ones out here
it's-
very often.
Yeah.
Well, especially in
this business.
comedy business.
A lot of damaged goods, man. This is like that back alley at a Costco, It really is. A lot of. If you're a beautiful woman and you don't want to have any really responsibilities and you don't want to work hard and you want to meet an older man with money, I don't shame
Brian
you
Callen.
for it.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, Brian Callen. Come to Los Angeles.
Brian will pay your
dude.
bills,
This
yes.
is
I pay
it.
bills. I pay bills. Keep it under.
No,
wraps.
it's true though, but it's tough to compete with that.
It's tough. Yeah, it's tough. Oh, dude, it's tough when, you're texting some girl who Steven Tyler's texting as well, and he got a jet. I don't have a jet, dude.
He got a jet.
I'm going to sit there and decide for 40 minutes if I'm going to send the nicer Uber to get you. You know what I'm saying? I am. But
Send Lyft or Uber XL.
Fucking hell. The problem is that in Los Angeles, the women are so beautiful. Like you'll like when you go to Laura Hardware or one of those places, and your waitress, and then the host, they're tens.
Yeah.
And they're all. But guess what? They're all actresses. They're all there for a reason. It's not nothing. No knock on them. But in a way, my experience dating was always that their first love and their first mission was this thing, you know, and I get it. I'm that way too, but it's a little bit difficult sometimes to have a relationship, from my experience, with somebody who has the same ambitions you do. It's a hard fit, man.
Yeah.
Especially with
It's
acting.
two Siamese fish.
Yeah, and acting takes you different
been there,
places.
brother.
Like you,
Yeah.
one person's in Vancouver, you're over here. Best case scenario, you're both working. You're not going to see each other.
Yeah, that's best case scenario.
That's best case scenario.
It really is.
Yeah.
And that's what you both want.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's
It's gonna be tough to find a relationship.
Great
I
way
try
to
to get
put it.
dating another comic, Theo, who's on the road all the time. And you guys meet back here and then you got sets at night. What are you gonna do?
Yeah. Yeah, I've thought about it some. I mean, I've dated a little bit here and there within the industry, but well, I'll tell you this. I mean, so yesterday I go to these adult meetings sometimes for adults. And
What do you mean?
just like adult meetings where people get together, spend time together.
Like AA?
I don't know if it's AA really, but it's
You work for
probably
the CIA, bro?
in that vein. No.
He's always very
He's very-
with dating, these adult meetings.
He's like an
Oh, but
international assassin.
you talking about AA? You got an alcohol problem? What are you talking about here?
I mean, I don't drink, so I'll say that. I
So
don't drink.
vague. All right, but go on.
Okay.
But anyway, so I met
Super
this
sexual.
girl, right? I met this sweet gal that I'd seen her for a couple weeks, really been longing for, probably in my brain, right?
Long.
So I get her
yeah.
name, I get her number yesterday, right? Well, then some straight up skis, some girl just throwing that butt around on Snapchat, right? Send me this, says, I don't have your number, right? So I give her my number on Snapchat. I'm alone at home in the evening. I'm lonesome. I give this girl my number. You don't have any food in there. I have a little bit of London broil meat.
Okay.
And
Just meat.
and just meat. And when you're eating just meat, your brain gets real limbic. You know, you drop into primal time.
Real limbic, man.
Just that London broil too. That ain't the fancy stuff.
Yeah, it's
a
not real.
tough-
It's a tougher end of the
It's
meat.
a scrapple. It's a scrapple.
It's the hip, I think. It's the hip of meats. But what happened was, so then the Snapchat girl texts. When I got the girl's number that I really think like,
Might have been the one.
oh yeah, I got her number and I just put my name in and I texted her my name right in front of her, right that way. Boom. There's
Nothing creepy about that.
Nothing creepy,
Gentleman.
natural, normal. I was a gentleman in the conversation.
Southern gentleman.
Everything was good. I'll see you later, young Shah, you know. And then, though, later, so the Snapchat girl texts me. I thought she texted me. It wasn't. It was the girl that I liked. A few hours later wrote, I'm going to put you inside. Here, I'll read.
God damn it.
This is the thirsty Snapchat girl.
No, this ain't. This is the girl he likes.
Yeah, no, but the thirsty Snapchat girl texted me, thought it was the one that he likes, right?
Well, this is the girl who I liked texting me back. I thought the thirsty Snapchat girl was texting me.
Fuck, this is already bad.
She wrote, "Cool, you are going in my Rolodex," right? That's what she wrote. So I thought it's a Snapchat girl. She'd asked me for my number. I said, "I want to go in more than that." Creeping.
Damn it!
Turning it.
Damn it!
And I'll tell you what it is, man. I'm alone by myself at night, and I'm just
Rock hard.
God damn it! That's
no, not rock hard, soft, and just agitated,
Lonely.
So wait, so now that worst thing you can do.
And I had London Broil. I did have a yogurt too, but I was saving that for later. That was going to be like my nighttime adventure.
That's gonna be your nighttime cat.
My nighttime adventure, he said.
So what happened? What'd she respond?
So she wrote, "Do tell, go on."
Oh.
So now I think it's definitely now I have
Now
no
it's on.
Now in my head, no, I have no doubt it's a Snapchat girl. I
For
still
sure.
think it's a Snapchat girl.
Yeah.
I have not brought to the realization that this is the girl that I.
Although she's into it, she's game.
Maybe.
That's a game response.
Maybe.
Do tell, go
When you
on.
say go, I want to be in more than that. Maybe she's thinking, oh,
Yeah.
you want to take me a nice dinner, maybe a steak and
Right.
maybe a kiss, not a dick suck.
Yeah, or maybe I want to peel that rump apart.
Nope. Too
right, I
much.
don't
Too
know.
much. Too much.
Oh,
Yeah,
I don't
maybe
know.
I want to. So anyway, as I'm picking a little bit of London Broil out of my mouth, dude, and feeling probably with meat in your mouth, you feel more
Carnivorous
and also more, I got
Tribal.
this.
Yeah,
Tribal.
Tribal. I
Yeah,
like
tribal, dude. How to patch a meat in your mouth?
Primal.
Primal.
Probably
Primal,
primal.
there you go.
Primal.
She goes, "Do tell, go on." I said, "Inside of your body," right? Because I want to go in more than that.
I feel like you're better than that, but carry on.
Oh, I do too.
You could have been a little more descriptive there.
Bro, this isn't me doing this. This is the dark arts that are inside of me coming out. And that doesn't mean a black man at a theater. That means the other side of it, where your
The voodoo
emotions.
side.
Yeah, just me feeling lonesome and being.
You and Arsema might be dating pretty soon because I'm liking this whole connection.
Arsema? That's
Yeah,
you?
she's Ethiopian princess.
Ethiopian, yeah. Addis Ababa. I stopped at Addis Ababa one time.
Really?
Yeah, met some nice people there. Had some good flatbread. Let me finish this up real quick.
Please.
So then I said, "I want to go in more than that." So she goes, "Do tell, go on." I said, "Inside of your body, then wherever you want me." That's what I creep in with at this line, right? She goes, "Wow, that's how you roll, huh? Wasting no time." So at this point, I'm like, why would the Snapchat girl say that? She's just showing me like pictures of her butt and like pictures of
awfully
like her
down.
dirty bedroom.
Yes.
Right.
And then I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I just realized who this was. I don't even know what to say. And that's when we had a conversation about it.
Well, that's cool.
Did you explain the situation?
I tried, but here's the explanation
You kind of
is...
fucked yourself. Here's the thing. I mixed this
sluts.
up. I thought you were this raging whore who was going to come over, share this London broil, and I was going to fuck you.
Yeah.
But
Right.
it turns out you're actually really nice, and this is the real me.
Yeah, I like you, and
But
I'm
I'm going to put on an act,
God.
and I would have taken you out to dinner and kind of bought you drinks, and who knows what it could have led to.
I don't know what.
So
I
is that over?
Dude, she was actually super cool. Like, we texted for a while. I explained myself some.
So why are you beating yourself up? So she still likes you.
Right, she still likes me, but the root of the issue is still I am a two-sided individual where I'm...
Well, I think most people are, brother. I want to beat yourself
Most guys,
up about
right?
it because
Yeah.
that Snapchat girl who's twerking, showing that ass, and with the dirty room, like that's
dirty shirt on.
That's
She had on a
easy
dirty
pickings.
shirt,
You know,
too.
that's easy. Of course, you're gonna be like, all right, that's cool. Take something nasty.
Yeah.
That's not you. You know, that's not a real relationship.
Yeah.
You're trying to get them rocks off and eat some London broil.
That's right.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
And
you
don't
got
beat
this
yourself
lady
up.
who, classy lady. I like the fact she was like, Jesus Christ, man.
Yes.
At least she didn't get too graphic, where you really grossed her out.
Well, the crazy part was, at one
Just
point...
dick pic. Goo. Game over.
Yeah.
Well, I don't send my own dick pics. I got a buddy. I use his dick pic, dude. Jason Tebow. You know him? Jason Tebow,
I don't-
Comedy Store comedian.
He's got a piece
Smart.
on him.
He's with a friend of Tripoli. He's got a decent piece.
Good sized dick.
Good sized
Where they
dick.
think it's yours?
And nice background.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
nice. I take that.
Okay.
Nice
So-
cream color background.
But I
All
use
right.
his
That's
dick.
not a bad idea.
That's a brilliant idea.
Yeah.
It's
it
not
is.
bad. Your dick's not out there. You don't feel as much shame, and then you got a decent piece out there in the atmosphere. You got to live up to it, though. That's the problem.
We gotta make sure it's similar to yours. I can't send some fucking panther tail and then show up with a
Yeah.
a Lego
It's
piece.
true.
You know what I'm saying?
He's having an off day. Sorry.
The Lego piece.
She's
that
gonna be
was
excited
weird.
about.
Sorry, man.
So anyway,
Well,
I
at
guess
least
you're
you
right,
fully
dude. Maybe I'm
redeemed
beating
yourself.
myself up
Of
too
course
Oh,
much.
you're
you're
beating
completely
yourself
beating
up.
yourself up.
Yeah.
You know, there's a dark side to all of us where sometimes Yeah, I'll be honest with you. Like, there's the girl you date, the girl you marry, and there's
The
the
one you
girl,
bring home to mom.
That's right. And then there's the girl that you have kids with, but then there's the girl that sometimes just gets you going. For example, if I see a girl in a shitty sports car with something hanging from the rearview mirror, like dice or some shit, and she's got
maybe a
those
small
fake
dream
nails,
catcher.
fake nails with bad makeup, eyeliner, big mouth. I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
That's the kind of girl that, to me,
A couple butterscotches on the dashboard.
Yes.
Ooh, I like that.
Hell yeah, a couple of butterscotches on the dashboard. Now that sends me, that taps into my dark side.
Well, you know why? Because you wouldn't mind running a train on that girl with your buddy. But if she...
Wow.
You took that.
Dude, why are you trying to get in on his
Yeah, man. Why are you trying
No,
to
I'm
get in
thinking
on?
she's driving a
No,
red
it's my
Ferraro.
girl.
We call them a Ferraros. You remember those bullshit cars?
A Ferraro.
Maybe she's in a old school Maserati, maybe a Datsun. I don't know.
That's her
I like
sale
what
was
you're,
up.
That's her
I like
thing.
what you're saying, Dotson.
But you'd
I'll
be
fuck
down.
anybody in a Toyota Tercel.
Well, why are you trying?
Yes.
You're trying to elbow in on my girl. I'm talking.
No. What I'm saying is let's say if she was like, "Oh, hey, old man, do you have a young friend who'd like to fuck?"
Why is she from
And you
the
would-
South?
And you would be like, "Hell yeah." Call me up. Now, if this is a girl you want to bring home to mom, you'd be like, hell no. She would never say that.
She would never
that was
say
my point.
that. She would never say that. All right, man. I guess you just elbowed your way in here to my girl, my situation.
dude.
I'm just saying,
man.
there's
You're
a
not
difference between marry and then run a train on with your buddy.
Yeah, why are you in his
It's a short
fantasy?
train. That's a short train. Dude, a train's usually like 6 dudes. That's a short fucking
I
train.
thought
That's
Theo
a
and
caboose.
Chin were on this.
Well, fuck no, they're not. Why are you bringing these guys in? I don't even know them to see them naked. This is embarrassing.
I don't know if that bitch is driving an old Datsun. She's probably down for a 4-man
Bro,
train with a Korean in
Or
the
she
back.
just can't afford a nicer car. God damn it. Why are you picking on poor people right
a
now?
Datsun?
Wow, you guys are basically outdoor black guys right now. Do you realize that? Do you realize that or not? And also, it's not running a train if it's just you and his dream
That's
girl.
what I said. It's my dream girl.
What kind of train are we talking about here? Because if she's the caboose, you got one power in the back, one engine in the front. That'd be a train. You're just not going anywhere. You can stay stationary.
That's two guys trying to weld a caboose, I think.
We're welding a caboose. Yeah. It's called welding the caboose.
Yeah, dude.
That's fucking.
Instead-
God damn it. That's a new saying. About to weld this caboose. Got to weld a
Stay
caboose.
out of his dreams, dude. I hate to tell you that.
Sorry, bro. You're
Thank
right.
You seem like you're doing well, and you're trying to get into his dreams.
Shab does very well.
You're right.
Well, Shab doesn't because he's got a girl, but Shab, if he wanted to, could clean up all.
But no, he's clean. He smells good. He's got a career.
Women love him. Women love him.
Yeah, he's handsome. I love him, man. I think if probably men that are feeling light probably love him as well. You know,
Yeah. He's a beautiful man.
he's got that Italian thing going on. Are you
Dude,
Italian?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, light Greek or whatever.
Yeah.
He's got.
Like,
Right.
hey, that your boy Elias.
Elias Theodoro.
That guy is a stud. I'm pissed.
Good-looking
I'm
dude,
pissed
right?
off he exists. I'm pissed off I couldn't be sitting in on that so I could talk about him.
can't.
And talk
You
to him.
just
And
distract him.
I'm mad I'm not friends with him, and I'm jealous. I'm so jealous of him in general.
Here's a shampoo sponsor. That's how good his hair is.
How tall is he? Tell me he's short.
No, he's not short. 6'2", 6'1".
Oh God,
He's
and
a fighter?
Tall?
Yeah,
Oh, God.
he's a fighter.
Greek guy.
Elias Theodoro,
Stud.
He's from Toronto, but he showed up with just his 9-piece girlfriend.
Yeah, of
and
course
then
he
just
This week,
yesterday.
dude, did she have on a big hat?
No, why? You know her?
I saw a man at the Comedy Store last night who was sitting at went to watch Tony Hinchcliffe, and he was a fighter, tall guy, long hair.
That's probably him. Dark hair.
Yeah, dark
I'm
hair,
sure that's
really
him.
friendly.
That's probably him. Yeah, he's super friendly. I'm sure he went.
He
Big
fought a few
eyes.
weeks ago, he said.
Yes.
Oh, that's so crazy. I was just looking at that man probably 12 hours ago.
Dime piece. Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful little lady, but she doesn't want to get married. That's what she said.
Yes, there you go. Blonde.
Yeah.
There you go. That's them.
That's
She wore a big hat.
crazy.
Yeah,
I don't
went
know
to the
any
store.
fighters except for barely
Elias-
him and
Elias.
you guys.
Yeah, he's a stud.
Yeah, that guy was beautiful. I'd
He's
buy
out here
his sperm.
pitching-
I'd buy his sperm off the internet.
So would I.
Me too.
So would I. I would let him have sex with my wife. So number one, I could videotape it, talk to her about it. Also, so that I could have one of those children.
Yeah.
I'm not
I
jealous.
told him. I said, "You look like when Disney was creating the Prince Charming. Like they looked like
Yes.
they drew a picture
Yes.
of you." And he goes, "Yeah, I've heard that. I look like Aladdin."
Jesus, you've heard
I
that.
went, "We'll pick anyone else but Aladdin. You do not look like Aladdin." It really pissed me off
Yeah.
because there was a good vibe
What
there.
weight's
And
he
he said
fight at?
Aladdin.
Is he a 75?
85er.
85? Okay.
You know what? Hearing you say that, he seemed like the kind of baby that you find in a river and he grows up to save the village.
Yes, 100%.
Or his people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, dude, I would get on that man's back and fucking ride to the moon,
So would
honestly.
I.
And
So
I've only
would I.
seen him one time from 60 feet away in the dark.
First team all dime piece.
There you go.
That's what I told him. First team all dime piece.
First team
UFC.
all dime piece.
Yeah.
Dime piece.
He's not the captain, but he's.
You want to hear something
he's
sad?
starting.
You want to hear something sad about me?
jacked up?
I will root for him just because of the way he looks.
Because looking good.
Wow.
Like I will root for that motherfucker. Like if he's against somebody else,
Yeah.
I'm sure he has skills.
But his spirit,
I've seen him fight, actually.
You can feel his spirit a little bit in the environment. Like I've seen other dudes from 60 feet away. I'm like, that dude seemed like a dick. You know,
You can feel it. Isn't it weird? You can feel that. Like I can feel a vibe. I won't say anything. I can feel a vibe with other comics if I'm in the green room. I can feel it come in and there's just a weird. I'm like, oh man, that sucks, and I'll go out of my way to be like, oh, what's up, brother? And I can totally tell what's going on there. There's
Dude,
a vibe meter.
That's your new thing, vibe. You're the vibe. You're like the vibe whisperer.
Dogs
bro.
can do that. Dogs can. They say
I'm
that
really
human
good at
beings
that,
can.
man.
Human beings learn how to communicate way before we had language, right? So human beings pick up on all kinds of physical sort of tics, and dogs do that too. We can pick up. They can. You can even do that.
Horses do it very well.
Yes, very much so. You ever
Really?
see that? You ever see that statistic where
That's why a lot of addicts and former addicts connect with horses because horses they give off these.
One of my friends is doing that today. Kid, you not? He goes, "We're hanging out with these fucking horses. The horses aren't bad, but the ladies that love the horses drive me nuts."
Oh,
That's what he
I
texted me.
agree. I agree. Do you know? Here's a stat for you. Do you know that what doctors? You know the doctors, the two factors that get doctors sued the most. What are the two main factors? It's fucking fascinating.
Hold on, let me guess it at least.
not seeing something right. Like they don't give them the right.
No,
Really?
No.
They misdiagnose them.
no.
I know what it is,
Isn't that
dude.
amazing?
Two
No.
things that doctors get in trouble for the most:
This is fascinating.
Prescriptions.
sexual assault, sexual misconduct.
So it has nothing to do with their. It has nothing to do with their degree. It has nothing to do with how often they misdiagnose something, or even like when they do something wrong. This is fascinating. The biggest thing is whether they have a dominant tone to their voice, and they even took words out and just had the music of their. So they took out, like, they gerbled the words, but they kept the same tone. And the doctors, and they had people randomly listen, and they guessed that the doctors, they go, that guy probably gets sued more than this guy. And they were responding to how dominant the doctor was. So if the doctor was being dominant to you, and bedside manner. How much time did they spend with you? Doctors that spend less time with their patients got sued, and doctors had a dominant tone to their voice, got sued. And it had nothing to do with anything else. It came down to respect. It came down to how you treat somebody. And even doctors that had great bedside manner and that were really sweet but were really incompetent didn't get sued even when it was their own fault. And patients didn't want to sue the doctor. They want to sue somebody else. They're like, I liked him. I don't want to sue him. I want to sue somebody else. And they were like, you can't. You have to sue him.
I always pride myself on being like a good, because you meet so many people in the business I come from now in comedy. You meet so many people, fans, right? And then dealing with business negotiations. I'm getting good at reading people. I've always been pretty good, even as a kid.
Good.
And I'm trying to buy a home right now, and I'll meet realtors and stuff, and I'll turn to my girl and be like, we're not getting it. She's like, why? I'm like, I just can. I had one guy, we shook hands. Because the market out here, especially on the west side, is a nightmare. It's such a nightmare.
Yeah.
I went, we have a deal? And he goes, we got a deal. Shake hands. We turn around, my girl's like, oh my God, I can't believe we're going home. I go, I bet you we don't get it. She was why I went, I don't get a good feeling from him. Next morning, nope.
Because somebody beat you to it or something? Or?
Something like that. Shady shit.
Okay.
It was shady.
This is man. It's a rapscallion fucking universe there with the real estate.
Your strength is your ability to, like, you're very good at reading people, but I think one of your bigger strengths is an ability not to stay mad, and an ability to own up to or accept your own. You've always been really good at, like, saying, I was wrong on this one.
That just depends.
You go home and you think about it and you go, or you're not even.
I get over it.
Yeah,
I'm too busy to care.
You don't give a fuck. Yeah,
it doesn't help me.
Yes,
Yeah, it doesn't help. It doesn't help to hold
That's
on
huge,
to the grudges.
A lot of people can't do that. I can't hold a grudge. I can't stay mad.
Really?
I'm the fucking worst at that. I cannot. I'm just like, no matter what you do, I'm gonna probably look up at the stars and go, boy, I'm tiny in the grand scheme.
What triggers you, Theo?
For what?
Any to piss you off? Is there certain things triggers like there's certain triggers? Like yesterday during my show, I was doing the Big Brown Breakdown. Chin brought up something where
congrats, you hit the top of the charts with it.
Yeah.
Didn't you?
Number
Congratulations,
one.
man. That's
yeah.
amazing.
Chin brought up something where Dana White bullied a fighter, and man, it was a trigger, wasn't it, Chin?
Big time.
Dude, I just got so upset.
You don't like a bully.
I'm not when it comes to that. He told Woodley once he realized there's only one man who calls the shots and get in line, the better off he's going to be. And it just fucking boom triggered me. And I go on this rant for fucking 30 minutes, kind of fucked up the show.
Yeah.
Didn't fuck it up.
Did it? I mean,
it didn't fuck it up, but it really fucking grinded my gears, as Peter Griffin says.
Dang.
Is there certain things that do that to you?
Yeah, when I don't take care of myself really is what does it. Not to go back to that, but when I don't take care of myself, but what triggers me is when things seem unfair. Mm-hmm. I just feel when something feels unfair, it just makes me just mad, man. Mm-hmm. And rich people sometimes drive me nuts. That just if their hair looks really, really nice, or if their skin looks like their skin is never seen. Yeah, even the wind. Like they were, even as a child, they had people standing out in front of them just blocking the wind.
You
off
hate
of
that
them.
I know what you mean by that.
It just makes me mad. It just makes me mad.
Is it because they're not aware of how other people live and how hard it is for some people?
Yeah. And when I see deadbeat dads, that makes me mad.
That'd be number one for me.
Oof,
I was watching this thing today on Good Morning America. Phil Collins' daughter came out and was like, I know I had a deadbeat dad and he's never around. I just want to say I forgive him. Like, well, I don't like Phil Collins anymore.
Wow.
Fuck that guy.
I can feel it.
Yeah.
Is that Phil Collins?
That's Phil Collins. Like, God damn it. His daughter was like, I did resent him forever because he was never around, was basically missing my entire childhood. I'm like, God damn it. Especially as a dad, you know how bad that fucks that kid up?
Yeah.
And she had to go through all this therapy and all this shenanigans.
Oh, celebrity children seem like the worst. Like, it has to be the toughest.
But see, look. Did you see some of the celebrity kids? Like, if you look at like how they're doing, I'm talking major celebrities, they're not doing that well. Most of them have a hard time.
Kids?
Yes.
Kids are tough because the expectations. I'll tell you, the kids that do well, and again, it just depends, but now in the NFL and the NBA, most of them, it's like 85% have a relative who played professional sports.
Wow.
Yeah. It's in their genes. Like, especially now, it's like 85% have some sort of connection to a relative who was also a professional athlete.
Yeah, I think that what happens is with a lot of, they did a documentary called Rich Kids, I think it's called, and they took the kids from the richest families. Man, oh man, are they not doing well? Holy
the
shit.
stat, I know we keep dropping stats and we're probably so off, it's not even funny, but you're 400% more likely to die before the age of 30 if you come from rich parents.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Oh, good.
They have no drive. And
struggle. You need to be a little afraid of when your next dollar's coming from.
Yeah.
I think at the end of the day.
You blame the parents, though, right? Because the parents are giving them everything and they're being the enablers.
Yeah, it's tough, though, right? Because when your parents, like I talked to some very wealthy people in London one time, and they were all talking about, they all made so much money. They all had young kids, and they were all talking about this thing called the handicap of wealth. And the conversation at the table for 2 hours was, how do we get our kids to not be victims of the fact that we have made all this money and
got to make them work?
Yeah.
Got to make them work.
Jerry Seinfeld talks about it. He said his daughter goes, you got to make them work. Like, most of them, they don't work because the parents have so much money. Like, why the fuck do I work? Just pay me an allowance. They say the number one thing you can do is like, you got to get a job, little homie. Yeah. And like Jerry Seinfeld talks about, he said he was driving his daughter to work in one of his, he has 500 cars. She goes, you drop me off in a new car every fucking time. She didn't cuss, this is me exaggerating. She goes, you drop me off in a car every fucking day. Like the kids are making fun of me.
Yeah.
Goes, well, you want me to switch my lifestyle because kids are making fun of you? She goes, yeah, Dad. He goes, because we're rich. And he goes, whoa. I'm rich. You got to go make your own shit.
Yeah.
Like, I'm rich. Don't get it twisted. As soon as you turn 16, you got to figure some shit out.
So Rockefeller told his kids, he had so much money. He goes, here's the deal, guys.
Who Rockefeller? The fighter?
No, Rockefeller,
rich,
one of the richest American families.
Larry Rockefeller?
One of the richest American families. And he had four boys, I think. One who ended up being eaten in the Amazon, they think, by a tribe. But he said to all of them,
Outdoor brothers, if you got to say it.
No, they were Indians. They were not. They were.
My bad.
Yeah,
outdoor Aborigines.
And he said to all of his sons and his children, he said, "Here's the good news. You're rich. Here's the bad news. You have a big responsibility to change the world. There are no excuses now. Since you don't have to worry about making ends meet, you will now go on to be a governor. One of his sons is a governor. Another son went off to be a huge anthropologist until he lost his life on an exploratory mission. Another one, so he held them to such a high standard, which is with wealth comes great responsibility. You better make an impact on the world.
Do you think that whenever you die, your wealth should go back into some sort of a pool so that would?
I think you should be allowed to do with that wealth what you want. You worked for it. You should be able to bestow it to your children, to a charity. It should be all up to you.
Yeah,
and
I think
I agree. I agree.
I think the smart thing to do with that is if you have a wealth you don't give it to the kid when he's 21, 25. I think when he turns like 40, you should have access to the money because by then he knows who he is. He's kind of established himself. He's not waiting
Brendan.
for this money.
For you, I would give because you're. If you were my son and I had that money, you're a good example of a guy who knows exactly what to do with money. I would 100% have given you money at 30 or maybe earlier because I don't think you're the kind of guy that would spend it. So it depends on the guy.
Animal. I'm just saying
depends.
if your son, let's say if he knows he's going to inherit $10 million, you got to make sure he makes him, makes a path for himself, makes a life for himself, because then that $10 million when he's 40 and he has kids and a wife, he can buy his dream home and not fucking stress out about putting 20% down, or he can go live somewhere where he's always dreamed to live. Like he's going to have, this access that he's always wanted. Maybe but he still have to make a life for himself. He's not just some dumbass huffing and jacking off the NyQuil at night.
Jesus Christ, dude.
You're right.
Full circle.
And I think parents also have to keep their children. You have to let your children know that if you have a lot of money, that they are so fucking lucky, and they should be able to see.
That's so tough to do.
I guess I was lucky because I
damn
grew up.
near
Yeah, it's probably tough to do
It's like
as
just
well.
talking about being poor. You know what I'm saying? Like a rich. I can't
They have
stand
to
when
see it,
rich
though, right?
white
They have to
privileged
see it.
dudes talk about the struggles of being poor.
No, you have to see
Yeah.
it.
You have to live
see
it because if you go, hey, the kid's not out there that get Jordans. Like, cool, Dad. All I know is Jordans. It's hard for me to step in those shoes. You can't hold that against me.
No, you can't. But you can. But if you see it sometimes, like as a kid, maybe I just grew up around real poverty, seeing it. I always say I saw it from the inside of an air-conditioned car.
Yeah.
And I did. Whether it was in Africa, whether it was in Pakistan, whether it was in Yemen, whether it was in parts of Saudi Arabia, whether it was in, India.
Yeah,
I
all over.
saw it, and you'd see shanty towns. And when you see how people really live in those places, Indonesia, what happens is if you're lucky, you'll feel guilty.
Right.
And you'll feel a little ashamed.
How did you grow up, Theo? Because I saw you mentioned, earlier, you're like, I never had that about love or something like that. Like,
Yeah, I don't know much. My dad was really old when I was born. My dad was 70. He was an old man. I
Damn.
just talked about this the other day on because I got to do Rogan's podcast. So that was interesting. So anyway, I was just talking about that in the podcast universe. But
how you being said? Yeah, you don't have to get. I'm just curious. Like, your
and then my mother
background.
delivered newspapers. Still does deliver newspapers, which is kind of odd for an adult.
Got a Netflix special and still get your mama deliver newspapers.
Yeah, well,
All
look,
right,
dude, I
all
send her
right.
money. She wants to work. She
I
wants
appreciate
to work.
that.
She won't stop work. She got a van with no windows in it now. That's what she wanted, which I think is extremely dangerous for somebody really nearing senior citizenship. No back windows. It has front and side, but
No back.
no back and no side. It's like a huge white van, like one of those Australian looking vans,
Yeah.
with the high top.
Yeah.
She's a thug, dude.
And she delivers newspapers out of that, and that's how she makes her
Dude.
living.
Got
And
a
then did
right
you-
arm on her, bro. She could whip your
Tom Brady of
ass,
newspaper,
dude.
yeah.
Oh, she'll whip the classifieds into your ass, bro.
And are you close with your mama?
Yeah, we're pretty close. I always thought I was like a daddy's boy, I guess, because I didn't have my dad. So it was like this
Void?
dream in my head. Yeah, but I'm realizing I'm more of like a mama's boy. You know?
Yeah, because your dad was absent. Is it because he was older and passed away?
Yeah, he just got old, man. He was just doing old shit. He used to rest a lot. And
Well, shit, when you were 21, he'd been 91.
yeah.
How old was he when he...
We used to pretend he was a fire. I remember sitting around him and we would just put our hands on him while he was resting and pretend he was a fire. Because that was how he could play with us. Like as a kid, you use adults for, I guess, what you could imagine them being.
Yeah.
So we pretended he was a furnace, or we pretended he was we couldn't touch him. That was like one of the games. Couldn't touch him. And we would get real close.
That's so bizarre and
And
interesting.
he passed away at what age?
86. He was 86
So
years
he
old.
was 16 when he passed away.
Yeah. And he was a neat man. That's what I got to know him better,
I
know?
know, that sucks. Is 16, you really don't appreciate it.
Yeah, you're not
Like,
getting
you
into
still
it.
learn a lot of stuff, but I remember I learned a shitload from my dad from like 18 to like 25. When you think you're a grown up, and you get kind of in the real world and you deal with some real issues. That's where your dad comes into play.
Your dad was very, very involved in both of your lives.
hands on, discipline,
That's
everything.
awesome.
Yeah.
See, and that's how I want to be, I think. So I think maybe that's why I feel extra bad sometimes when I'm not making the best choices that are making me into getting my act together.
But you say that, and for me, like when I look at you, I see a really, really original and unique comic at 36, right? And there's no doubt about that, and there's no question about that. I've been around this too long. If I'm sitting there watching you, if I'm doing that, you're doing something fucking right.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Thanks.
If I, after all the time I've been doing stand-up, am sitting there laughing and watching you, you're doing something right. So for me, I feel like you've made the important decisions. And the fact that you're an artist on that level, a comic, which is another form of an artist, I don't know if you'd be so funny without your dysfunction, without a little of your self-hatred.
Yeah.
So I don't know that you shouldn't embrace that. I don't know if that you want to get rid of that. I know it sounds weird, but
I would for sure grow up, though. See, I think a lot of comics I see that are self-sabotage, a lot of fuck-ups, and they blame it on that. That doesn't mean you can't have the normal shit.
Yeah.
Still have your shit together. I realize your father died at whatever, 16.
Yeah.
And your mom delivers fucking newspapers, and maybe you have this... You hate yourself and jack off to London broils.
Jeez.
Doesn't mean you can't have your shit together.
There's a lot here at once.
Yeah,
right
but like you're grown enough and you have your shit together. And obviously, smart guy with these sets you do that are brilliant.
Yeah.
The Netflix special and where you realize that you can have your shit together. It's weird to me when comics don't have their shit together when they should.
Yeah.
It's almost like it gives you a free pass to be a moron.
But you do have your shit together, don't you?
I mean, I guess I just wish emotionally sometimes I did more. And I appreciate you guys even, sharing thoughts and advice with me because, it's inspiring to see me. And both you guys have children. You're able to manage that and seem to healthily manage that in your life. And, I want to be able to do that, I think. So, anyway, I feel like I've turned this into like a downer episode.
Not at all.
Not at all.
No, I think it's interesting.
And I think
saying
when
you're not fucked up and
Yeah.
you can do anything you want to do.
Well, it's inspiring, man. And I do appreciate
I agree.
the nice words, And maybe I just need to not be as hard on myself, and
Yeah,
maybe
for
that'll
sure,
make it
relax.
easier to stay focused.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
relax.
and so much of fucking getting what you want is keeping that in your mind. I'm starting to think that the more you think about something and the more you keep it in your sights, and that you'll start to take action. I swear to God. I mean, before you know it, you look at it 2 years later and you're like, damn, I'm a lot closer than I was. I came a long way here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and it goes back to your thing too. Like, how'd you feel about, at the time when you probably felt weird about stopping fighting,
Oh, yeah, scary.
And then now you feel okay about it,
Well, now he's got fucking, 2 podcasts that basically, if you're in the fight world, you better know.
Yeah, now he's
Especially-
basically the tall Italian Oprah, basically out here,
He's the
dude.
tall Italian Oprah, dude. He's
On the Ryan Seacrest of Fight Talk.
the T.I. He's the T.I. Oprah.
Well, tell me a funny story, man. I want to hear like a funny story of you guys is from the road.
From the road?
From the road, well, what I like to do is at the end of the night, I like to get my friend over here, Brendan Schaub, laughing if there's some random girls around, and I'll just start saying crazy shit.
Oh
because-
my God! This girl,
We'll just
this
fuck with
girl.
them.
See, we were in a group. I'll set this up. We're in a group. We're in where we at?
We were in Vancouver.
Vancouver.
Oh, awesome.
We're in Vancouver
Yeah.
at this fancy hotel where all these actors stay. And we're around this table because Brian knew one of these actors. And we're sitting there and, Jay Schaub's having this fine whiskey. I never drink, but I'm like having a whiskey because I was like, I just want to hold something.
Yeah, and you're in Canada,
yeah,
dude.
I'm there. I'm sitting like this with this fine ass beverage, and Brian's there.
Canadian as fuck,
And there's this
dude.
girl. There's this just dime, like smoke show. Smoke show.
Like a 30.
A straight 30.
Yeah.
I'm hoping she has daddy issues. And she's holding this like video, like basically her phone. It was her phone, but it was a video. And I'm like, what the fuck? She keeps staring at. She goes, it's my dog. And I'm like, and I go, you're single? She goes, yeah, but of course. But of course.
Yeah.
So she just focusing on this little chihuahua in her fucking living room. Like, she's like, oh my God, it's like one of the first times I've left him. Like, okay, this is getting lame. And I'm like, anyways. And then she just will not stop. We could say, hey, how's the weather in Vancouver? It's fantastic. Oh my God. Sparky loves the sun. I'm like, oh my, this bitch would not get off the dog. And then she keeps talking about it. And she goes, he had a heart condition. He's missing his teeth and he doesn't walk well. And then I'm like, I'm so bored of this. And I go, hey, Brian, what would her dog look like right now? And Brian starts mimicking the dog and starts giving her shit about the dog. Dude,
yeah.
I was laughing so hard.
I was doing this shit too.
I thought they were going to ask me to leave. I thought that I was like falling on my seat, tears in my eyes. I thought they were going to ask me to leave.
And I was doing
Oh,
this
he's
shit.
Animal Clay,
I was
dude.
doing this shit to her, though, because she was like, I love doing this. I did this in
Well, no,
in
they
Boston,
started with
too.
this. I go, how's the dog? She goes, 15 of it. He has a bad heart. She goes, yeah. I go, Brian, what do you think about that dog? And you go, huh? The old ticker?
got a
the
bump
old
ticker.
Got a bump
ticker.
ticker and kept talking on the side of his mouth.
I got a bump ticker. It's a matter of time. Matter of time before that bump
She
ticker
was-
gives out.
She was freaking.
And then I was looking at her
going
going like this. I was doing this to her. I was like, because she was so. I was like, listen, man, I'm gonna do you a favor. I want you to look at me. Now, I'm a married man, but here's the thing. I'm gonna gift you with children. I'm gonna fill you up with some children.
You said twins.
I'm gonna give you twins.
I'm gonna give you twins.
They're gonna have
That's
my face.
wizard work. If
They're
you
gonna
call
have
them
my
twins,
face.
that's the Babe
Yeah.
Ruth of semen.
You're gonna thank me. Not gonna tell my wife, but you're gonna thank me. I'm gonna give you twins. I'm gonna fill your belly. You're gonna have my kids. You're gonna raise my kids. I'm gonna check in once a year when I come to do my stand-up. If they're not doing well, I'm going to have to take a hand to their face and to your face as well.
Yeah.
And then he said, here's the bummer. They're going to look exactly like me. You're going to be reminding me every day. I'm going to check on them once a year. Don't fuck this up.
Don't fuck this up.
She thought you were
She
dead
was getting
serious.
so mad at me. She was like, you're such a... And I was like, look at me. I'm going to gift you my piece. You're going to have a good time tonight.
This is like There Will Be Semen.
That's
this
right.
is the movie
I was
There Will
laughing
Be
Once a
Semen.
year, I'm going to come back and I'm going to gift you my cock again. I'm not going to fill you up with kids.
Just once a year. But
once a
you
year.
and I know it's a joke. She was thought, and her friends going,
just love doing
you guys
that
are
shit."
dicks.
You guys
I'm
are
like, oh, you
dicks.
think this is
I just
serious?
love doing stuff like
Oh,
that.
dude.
I'm gonna give you. I'm not gonna I'm gonna have sex with you. This girl with Stevie couldn't have looked at me. She was she was just not in. She was kind of complaining about being with all of us as a group, and I just was like, don't like her attitude. I go, sweetheart, listen to me right now. Now, I'm married, I'm 50 with 2 kids. I know you find that attractive. Let me finish. I'm going to have sex with you tonight if you want without a condom. I will get you pregnant.
Yeah,
I'll
that's
do it very
America,
well.
dude. That's
I'm going
Trump.
to give you my child. He'll have
Two-term
my face.
Trump.
You get to see my face every day of your life. You're welcome in advance.
Was she laughing?
It's Stevie and they were
Only
they were
you
all
could pull
laughing.
that off.
They were laughing
'Cause
so
if I
hard.
did that, she'd be
Yeah.
like, fuck you, 911.
Like, how would you do it? Like, give me an
They
example
were
of
all
how
laughing.
You, how you
Dude,
would do
I
it.
can't do that. If I went, hey, listen, here's what's going to happen tonight. We're going to go back to my room. I'm going to fuck you. I'm going to fuck you good. I'm not going to use a condom because I don't use those because those are for pussies.
You're just too big and scary.
I'm going to get you pregnant. I'm going to give you fucking twins. I'm going to come back once a year. Once a year. You're not going to say shit on social media, okay? She's like, oh my God, this is rape.
Yes.
I recorded all this. I'm going to ruin your career. Here's TMZ.
Dude, you seem like
You
the
gotta do it
slickest
the right
dude at
way.
Enterprise. You seem like the slickest
Yeah.
dude that works at Enterprise ever.
Also, it
at
helps,
any
if
location.
it helps that they're not attracted to you. With Brendan,
It helps that you're non-threatening.
Yeah,
I have
yeah.
a full sleeve tattoo, my fucking ears.
They're also
I got
attracted
scar
to-
tissue.
yeah.
They're all, oh my God.
But with Brendan, they might be like, okay, and then you're like, wait a minute. With me, they're like, they're just not attracted to me. It's already
Yeah.
like they're already like, the fucking this guy.
I feel like you beat them down so much. Finally, like, just do it already.
Yeah, just start the
All
family.
right, twins, I don't give a fuck. Just shut up.
I'll raise 20 years worth of your kids just to get you
If
to...
you just shut the fuck up, you can do anal, NyQuil, and fuck whatever. Just
Jesus.
shut up.
That's so Houston, dude. Anal on NyQuil? That's
Yeah,
Anal on
yeah.
NyQuil.
so Houston, Texas.
Yeah, that's that
dude.
Have you
Cody
guys ever?
Scissor.
Let me ask you this because we've all put up some numbers when it comes to women. This is a trivia question for you, and be honest. Have you ever? How many times, if ever, have you had a woman while you're having sex? Have you had a woman actually ask you to put it in her?
Do butt activities?
Yes, to go an inch south.
Come in the back door.
Yeah.
Let me think, dude. Maybe 0 times.
I would say 0 as well. I'd say 0.
I believe I've had it only twice.
Oh, wow.
Maybe
Yeah.
once.
What region was this
So
in?
one girl was
Yeah.
one girl was a turbo slut, and she goes.
Was this in LA or this in New York?
One was in LA, and she said, "Can you please?" And I thought she was going to say something. She goes, "Can you please fuck me in the air?" And I was like,
Wow.
And I was like,
Damn, I just went,
"Huh?" I know. I was like,
went 6 to midnight.
I know. I was like, "All right." And then
You just immediately
and then
said yes. You
another
got to
girl-
consider it for a second, like a fucking gentleman.
Well, so
I
another
agree.
girl.
Yes.
No,
Pump the brakes.
I know. And then another girl.
She's
this was
really
crazy.
making herself vulnerable there.
Another girl, I was engaged in regular sex, and then my finger might have been in the area.
Okay.
And then she goes,
Freaky night.
and it was so interesting. She had been an athlete. She was kind of a jock, but a good looking, beautiful.
Sure,
strong-
sure.
triceps
Swear to
or
God,
just shoulders?
I swear to
Good
God,
dick on her? Or?
she had a big dick.
Yeah.
Wow.
And and hairy chest, and she said, she turned around as I was doing some finger play, and she went, I swear to God, she goes, "Oh Christ, just put it in my ass already." And I went,
Wow.
Massive.
I know. I went, oh, okay. And then check this out. I had a condom on, and I swear to God, she goes, "Are you really? You're really going to use a condom to go on?" And as in, you're not going to get me pregnant. And so
my
she
God.
made
Hey,
me not
lady,
do it.
that's
with
a poop
with
shoot.
I know.
Jesus,
And I
dude,
was
where
like,
is
I guess
this woman?
peer pressure.
I'm
I kind
sorry.
of took it off.
Yeah.
This was
Where's she at?
This was a long time ago in New York.
Wow.
Yeah.
My first girlfriend ever was into butt activities, man.
Really?
First girl I ever.
How did you find out?
By doing them.
Yeah.
Well,
With her.
yeah, I know, but was she like, Theo, I would just love for you to take
I
that.
think she might have. I can't remember, and trust me, I've longed to remember what the words were. Okay?
Yeah, I know.
My brain doesn't hold them, dude.
I hear you.
But I lost my virginity behind a bowling alley, actually, in our town, dude.
A bowling alley?
Swear to God,
like
stand
AMC?
up. I lost my virginity standing up.
Wow,
Which seems like something you would do.
Against the wall?
Huh?
Against the brick wall back there by the dumpsters?
She was against the wall, and I was behind her. It's teamwork,
sure.
I guess.
Standard, yeah, standard. Pants down, or she have a dress on?
I think we both had pants. We both had teenage jeans on.
Nah, yeah.
Second girl I had sex with had one. I was 16.
And kids were throwing rocks at us. I just remember that.
They were
Hold up.
rocks
You
at
were
you?
balls deep in this girl. You both got your Levi's down to your ankles, and kids are taking rocks trying to stone you too?
Yeah, mean kids.
God damn, that's that New Orleans shit, man.
That's
See, here we
Pakistan
would
almost. Is that Pakistan? Where is that at?
That might be Syria. We see where in Aurora we clap at that shit. I probably would have got my phone out if I was young.
Aurora, Illinois?
Aurora, Colorado.
Oh, wow.
Shout out to A-Town.
Dang,
Born
dude,
and
that's
raised, son.
uphill.
Well, yeah.
That's uphill.
What do you mean uphill?
It's higher.
Nah, well, I mean, it's a mile high city, 5280. But we would applaud if we caught you fucking someone behind a bowling alley.
I had
They
So
weren't
I'd
flooding.
get some fries, play some video games. Never fucked anyone in the back there, though.
No, I did. I've done all that stuff.
Wow, dude, all that
Sure.
stuff. Tell us what else is
Wow.
there.
All that stuff.
Like
you had
anywhere.
butt play in the back of the bowling alley, too?
No, I mean, sure, anywhere. What do you mean? I'm going to stay. Of course, I've had sex in the craziest spots on the planet, in restaurants, in the back where they stack all the chairs. I've done it all. Hey,
And
let's
that
go
little
back there.
storage inlet?
Anywhere you can find a little storage inlet, including garbage.
I find it
dumpsters.
more creepy when you say that, and I look down, you got business socks on. Like you're a serial killer.
dude.
Did you notice that?
Business sock wearing motherfucker.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Bro,
yeah.
Everything it was like the deleted scenes from what's that movie where the guy has the hookers in the tub and kills everyone?
Oh, you talking about American Psycho? Yeah.
Everything is like a
And I'm
deleted
50,
scene.
so when you're
Yeah.
50, when you're 50 talking this
You're
way, it's creepy.
You're Dexter of
Yeah.
comedians.
When you're
Like,
50?
with those socks, I can see being like, yeah, I fucked behind a bowling alley and slid it.
You're
Not at
the
all.
Dexter of pussy, bro.
I am. I've done it
Sorry
all.
to say pussy in here.
No, it's fine. At 50 years old, when you are my age and you talk this way, it's
Yeah.
nothing short of creepy. But
But the
please
bowling,
understand.
fucking bowling socks you have
Yeah.
on make it worse, bro.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I know.
That creeps me out.
No, I've done. Where's the craziest place? I've had
Jesus
sex.
Christ.
This got
man.
weird, huh?
Yeah, did it? I don't know what you. I don't know.
This is pretty standard for firing the kid. We could go some current events while you think hard and long
We
about.
can go. Let's get into some current
Yeah,
events.
let's get into something.
Yeah,
dude.
let's get into it. What do you got, Chan? Before Brian starts fucking.
But I'll throw this in too. My album's out there. 30-pound bag of hamster bones, and we just hit. We got number 1 on iTunes yesterday.
Dude, that's fucking
So
awesome,
pretty
man.
cool, man. Thank you.
It's so cool.
And I hate to brag. I'm not bragging about it. It's only $8. It's a fair investment, and and it's
like
pretty decent, dude.
It's on
not-
iTunes
it's
right
more
now.
than decent.
Hey,
Yeah.
it's on iTunes right now. How can they
It's on
find
iTunes
it?
right now. If you want to check it out, I think it is a worthwhile investment. I wouldn't recommend it to you if it wasn't.
It's not. It's more than decent. It's very good.
And how can they
It's
find
good,
it?
man? You could just it's just Theo Vaughn, or it's 30-pound bag of hamster bones, because they busted a man. First time I ever talked about it was on your podcast.
That's right.
They busted a man in our town with a 30-pound bag of hamster bones on him.
It's so incredible.
They got him.
They got
Thank God.
the fucker.
Thank God. 'Cause that's a real
Hamster
psycho
killer.
out there.
Hamster killer.
I mean, that's the kind of thing you would do in these kind of socks. I feel like
I
that.
expect that hamster killer to have on those same business socks they got
Probably.
from Men's Warehouse.
I keep my shoes on too, so I can push
Yeah.
off.
Oh, yeah, dude.
So I can get a grip. And
You got
push
grip.
Off.
So you
know
can
what
be
I'm
outdoor, indoor. Yeah.
saying?
What do you got, Jen?
Yeah.
All right, the first current event is an ex-opponent of Brendan's, Ben Rothwell.
Yeah, I know.
He got
Ben.
flagged for a potential UFC anti-doping
This is his second time, I think, in the
second
UFC.
time. Last one was the TRT when he tested way too high for it, and he was given the exemption. So you know how they were doing that, especially Vitor.
Oh, yeah.
and
There-
Riyad, so-
he had a TRT exemption. Do you ever see his weigh-in picture when we fought? I'm not saying he wouldn't have beat me with or without it.
That's when he looked super, super buff for
I
his
see
body
that?
style, too.
May I see
After
that?
he beat me, he came in the back like I'm the nicest guy, and I go, bro, what the fuck? You look great, man.
Yeah.
And he goes, yeah, I had to get in shape, get ready for you.
Can you bring that up when you get a chance? Rothwell flagged. Well, what he looked like when he fought Brennan in that weigh-in.
I'm sure we can find it
He's so
somewhere.
he's so big and strong. He's so
They all are. All
Weird.
the heavyweights are, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, they all are.
he's
Damn
so,
it.
he, actually a better way to say it is that he's incredibly
He's big. He's huge.
he's actually incredibly durable. Yeah. Oh no. Oh well.
Okay, so this doesn't look that crazy, but if you see his body normally,
there he is.
Is he
There we
black
are.
or
so
white?
this is actually
He's Russian.
ripped for Ben
Oh, yeah.
Rothwell.
Yeah, it is.
Wow.
He looks scary. He looks very scary.
Hey,
there.
go to that second one for me,
Long
Chin. Go to
arms.
this
Heavy
one.
arms, too.
Oh,
Go
yeah.
to this one.
Long arms, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It looks a little more like my aunt in that
Then
one.
go to this one right here.
This guy?
Yep.
Looks like
That's
everybody's...
you and Brendan. No.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
that's Gonzaga there.
Yeah, but
That's not
you
it.
can see him pretty shredded.
He looked
there.
kind of doughy even back in like the what was that fight league with Boss Rudy
Oh,
was a coach?
there we are. There we are. Go to there. Oh.
Now, are you alarmed then? That's
and
you, Brendan,
Shaq.
with your hat on?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, it
Oh,
is.
wow. You wear a hat when you fight?
That's a weigh-in.
Oh.
Yeah, he's very very well.
He's in shape.
Yeah.
Amazing fighter. Not taking anything away from
Yeah.
amazing fighter.
Do you get nervous that if an opponent is on performance-enhancing drugs?
I just assumed they were. Every fight. I just assumed. That's how prevalent it was back then. I just assumed they were.
Really.
And he released a statement on his own Facebook page. He's saying for everyone to hold judgment for now. He had like a serious illness, and he was on his physician's orders, and he'll tell him.
See
Tell the public
that's
what
fair.
we're-
This is the issue with this is USADA will flag a guy for caffeine, for anything. And we've seen it with a lot of guys. They get flagged, and USADA is so fucking anal. But the thing is, it ruins these guys' careers because already we're like, of course, Rothwell, right?
Sure.
So now I'm giving the benefit of the doubt. With Rothwell here, it's like, yeah, let's see what happens. Like, don't fucking crucify him yet. Let's wait to hear about it because. Again, with Cyborg, all of us like, of course she's fucking juicing. Look at her. It came out. She wasn't really juicing how we thought she was and ended up being, getting
And
an
wouldn't
exemption.
you say that also even if he does get caught, sometimes aren't there medications that can get you disqualified without realizing, or no?
Not really. I mean, it's very skeptical.
The weird
Cyborg
thing about
wasn't
these is-
juicing?
When
Sorry,
he has
Jim.
a
no
history,
worries.
when he has a history of it and he get flagged, it's always skeptical.
A lot of times it's stuff that you could use it for real ailments.
Yes.
But then the second effect is if you were taking testosterone, it helps hide it, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So even
Yeah.
with Cyborg, her thing also helped to disguise.
even John Jones in
testosterone.
some
Some of these
respects.
dudes are dipping focaccia in test 400.
100%.
When is
yeah.
John Jones fighting?
We don't know yet.
We just don't know.
No.
I feel like he's
Well,
been gone
Anthony Johnson
forever.
and DC are fighting
Okay.
in April. Yeah, in Buffalo.
We don't know because he has not been completely
Well,
clear
we
yet,
know
or
in July he'll be, I think, off his suspension, but we got to see what happens with Johnson DC before anything
long
happens.
time. Yeah.
What else you got, Chin?
All right. The second one is today's National.
Yeah, don't crucify Ben
International
Rothwell.
Women's Day.
Before we move on, don't crucify him till we get all the facts.
Yeah.
The golden snitch will flag you for fucking too many pink starbursts. Let's wait to see what happens. Go ahead,
I kind of feel like it'll be more than something small, though. I don't know why. I just sort of do.
with Ben Rothwell has a history of it. It's like
Exactly.
Josh Barnett flagged. We're like, yeah, no shit.
And if Rothwell didn't actually watch his levels and it went above, it just kind of shows that maybe he's, I don't know.
Like,
but we'll
let's
see what
not
happens.
crucify him
Yeah,
yet.
let's
I'm
definitely
not
see
going
what
to crucify
happens
him yet. I
first.
like the guy. Yeah.
So today, March 8th, is International Women's Day. And from everything I'm reading,
Oh, snap. Oh, it won't load.
let's see if this one's up. So pretty much that organization that did the Women's March in Washington when Trump got elected to protest against, how he talks bad on women or whatever.
The one video.
They plan today as the Day Without Women. So they're encouraging millions of women around the world to not go to work.
I'm sick of this shit.
can't go to
I'm so
school.
sick of this shit. Remember, all this happened. All this came to light because the one Trump video of him going grab women by the pussy.
Well, no,
Oh,
it's a
we don't
little
want that
bit
as a
more-
president. That's what sparked this.
Yeah, but
thing.
it's a little bit more than that. Remember that he has basically, as a lot of Republican presidents do, he has withdrawn all federal funding for any Planned Parenthood center overseas that they're not even allowed to discuss abortion, and they are trying to do the same thing to an extent, at least put pressure on Planned Parenthood here in the United States
not give them funding?
To essentially, there is, and I have to look into this more carefully, but
Choose your words carefully here, B.
but contraception, should contraception be covered under federal guidelines? So in other words, should there be federal subsidies for contraception? Should there be federal subsidies for abortion? And Planned Parenthood, remember, they help a great deal
ton
of
of
women who are
people.
poor, who don't have access to health care, certain areas. They don't just have hospitals near them. And so Planned Parenthood does a lot of good for women's reproductive health
So he's
and
trying
women's
to
health in general.
So he's trying to get rid of Planned Parenthood.
Well, and also remember that
Is that true, B? Before you keep
he's
going,
not trying to get rid of Planned Parenthood. He's
trying to cut their budget?
It's always like cutting budget and using and cutting federal funding to certain Planned Parenthood centers, putting pressure on them if they provide abortion services, if they provide contraception that has been subsidized by the federal government. There are all these things. But more importantly, I have to remember that with the confirmation of Borsch, who is the conservative Supreme Justice, if you get a majority in the Supreme Court that is conservative, and Borsch has a disturbing past according to a lot of women's rights, a lot of abortion rights, pro-choice activists, he has a probably you could conjecture that he would maybe be in favor of suggesting that Roe v. Wade, which gives women the right to an abortion, that could be overturned because it is, for example, murder, or at least leave it up to the states.
So they think
it's not
he's going
federal
to...
law. There's a lot of things that could happen with a Supreme Court justice who's conservative that could tilt the scale to making abortion something you can only get in certain states. There's a lot of that. So women are under siege to, if you are a pro-choice woman and a pro-choice person, there are threats looming on the horizon. So that's really what this is.
The only
about.
reason why I bring this up is because I wanted to get your takes on this kind of protest. So they'll leave work. They're encouraging them to leave work and not to go to school. So a lot of schools are actually closing because a lot of women are teachers.
Yep.
They're already predicting that a lot of teachers aren't going to come in, so they just cancel classes altogether at a lot of schools. So I'm wondering if this is the best way to protest. On top of that, do you know the Day Without Immigrants? That thing that happened? So many people got fired from their jobs when they did that. So it backfired for them.
Yeah.
I feel like there's better ways to go about it for sure.
Yeah, I think some of this has turned into some of these marches are actually, I feel like there's a lot of hatred out there towards men. It feels like as a regular man, I'm just a basic dude. I feel like some of it there's this weird hatred. I mean,
well, I think you're right, Leo. I think the biggest problem with the sort of feminist narrative is that the modern feminist narrative is what you respond to is they paint women as victims and men as predators. And I think that's bullshit.
Yeah, that's not fair.
And they do it. And that's if you go on college campuses, that's how they talk.
Yeah.
And by the way, how about this? When they talk about consent and no means no always. Yes, I know. But please don't get in the bedroom and tell me how to talk.
Yeah.
I mean, even in the animal kingdom, courtship is the duck, the lion is saying no, 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 and then finally the lion gets on. I'm not saying that you rape somebody, date rape, but let's just keep the fuck out of my bedroom. Don't tell me how to talk.
This is a day
we have
without
apps on our phones now.
A day without women boycott begins with school closures. I just feel like that's not the smartest route to go.
That's why
if you're trying to get change, don't fucking take a day off from teaching.
But then again, it's also
we
are talking about it.
yeah,
right?
it does make a point.
Yeah,
People notice
it makes
more,
a point. We're all talking
makes a
about
point
it.
to me that you're going about it the wrong way. It's not
Yeah.
painting it in a positive light.
I mean, if you want to be, I think the best thing that most women can do is just try to raise their kids to be respectful of women and just do your best to do that. And then you'll have a country that's filled with men that respect women. Parents, men and women need to do that, And I'm not saying that I'm a product of that or anything, but I think, maybe that can help. I don't know. I don't know how you solve all of our problems. I don't know. I think it's exciting that women are getting together and doing stuff.
You also got to control the narrative. Like I think certain people hijack the narrative, so a lot of people will bully you into like what we're all reacting to is the fact that as a man, if you suggest that women aren't victims and that they are responsible for their own safety sometimes. And men are not all predators. You're considered. You don't know what you're talking about. You're part of the patriarchy. And it's bullshit. The patriarchy, the fucking male patriarchy, the fact that men control a lot of stuff has given us also a lot of good.
Yeah.
Not just bad, a lot of fucking good, like a long-standing democracy and like science and come on. So
The scary thing would be the school closures because the boycott begins. If that one day turns into weeks or months, I take my kid out of that school.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we'd
I don't
never
know that
go
it will
back to
though.
that
It's just a
teacher.
one-day thing.
Yeah,
right?
I think it's just
Yeah.
a one-day thing.
What is it, Wednesday? If they're
Today.
smart, they would have done
Today's
Friday.
the day.
3-day weekend.
That's true.
But I respect all the single mothers that can't take off work today.
Hell
and,
yeah.
And I know that that's a tough gig. And they should have a special single mom's day. Do they have that day?
No, we're single dad day or single mom day.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
That's actually a really good.
Where's stepdad's day, dude? You know the gangster, the warfare that's out there.
I agree.
You're trying to grow a goatee
Stepmom day?
in a house with a kid that's not even yours, dude.
And hate you off the bat?
Yeah, out the
and you're making
gate,
friends
dude.
with that little
Yeah.
bastard?
And you got to wear
Where's
short
his
shorts
day?
and show your hairy legs to him.
Why can't they have a fucking day off?
We're straight up
We're single
stepdad's
mom
day.
day where they get a day off.
Yeah, we're
Single
single
mom
mom day. We're all these, where wealthy women that can't afford to, take a day off.
That don't have nannies.
They donate their money
Daycare.
to get a single mom
Yep.
a day off. Damn, man.
I
I'd
think
have given anything when I was having my mom not out there slanging frickin' the sports section, and beating us at the house for one extra day. I would have given anything, a little bit more macaroni.
Macaroni.
You know what I'm saying? You want to help out, find a way to have a single mama day off. Somebody said that if they'd have taken all the money for that people spent to fly to the Women's March, the one that was a while back, that they would have funded Planned Parenthood for 8 years or something.
There was millions
And that's hypothetical numbers because I look.
millions of dollars.
Yeah. But anyway, but it's all, yes. Treat your women well, dude.
What
Treat
else
your
you
women
got,
well.
Chin?
All right, this one's interesting.
And why the fuck are you here, Arsima? Why didn't you take today off?
Yeah, why don't we ask her? She's
Fuck.
right here.
Yo, what the fuck?
You're stepping over, what is it called?
You're a
when you
traitor.
you step over the lines.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you're a traitor. Thin red line.
In your country, would they have this? Do they have this in your country today? It's international. It's not really international.
No, they wouldn't have that.
They wouldn't have it.
They have bigger concerns in Ethiopia,
Eritrea.
like food.
Eritrea, dude.
Well,
She's from where they filmed the Neverending Story. Don't you know that?
Is that
Same
true?
place?
No, it's not. It's a different place.
How dare you? Never Ending Story.
Beautiful movie.
Good movie. Wasn't filmed there though, sir. That's a made up place.
Well, the future should have been. Eritrea is made up.
No, it's not. It's a real
no, in Never Ending Story, Eritrea is made up.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, there's no
shit, I
flying.
forgot you were from
There's
Eritrea.
no
I'm
flying
sorry.
dragons, bro.
It looked beautiful back in the day when I saw it on film, which I thought I did, and I apparently didn't.
What else you got, Chin?
Okay, this is in Las Vegas. There's like a downtown alley where these homeless people were sleeping, and then 2 of them were just killed from blunt force trauma to their heads.
Some psycho kills.
Exactly.
homeless people.
So these cops set up this closed circuit TV sting, and they saw this guy walking with a hammer, and then he just kicked this thing and knocked it on the head.
Was it a Super
mannequin.
Mario brother? That's what I'm wondering.
Is it Luigi?
Was he
like,
Italian?
is it Donkey Kong? Why is he doing this to
Just like
bums?
that.
So they set up a mannequin sting. It was a mannequin under a blanket.
Gotcha.
Right? So the guy kicks it, and then he takes the hammer and just smashes it on the head.
God damn.
So they arrested him for attempted murder, but the defense is saying you can't do that because it's a mannequin.
Oh, that's bullshit. 'cause
He's saying, like, I
obviously-
thought I knew it was a mannequin.
Oh, hell no. He's probably going to get off, isn't he?
Burning, bro. Cooking.
Damn.
That's the dude right
No,
there.
hit him over the head with a
Oh, he's
hammer.
a psycho.
Hit that fucking receding hairline fuck with a
Look
hammer
at that
in the
bad,
head.
he's
Yeah.
a bad guy.
Take his double chin and smack the fuck out of him
That's a
with
psycho.
hammers.
That's a psycho.
He
That's a
ate
guy-
part of his lip, too.
That's a dude
crazy.
who kills people.
Yeah.
That's a guy who kills people.
And he only has one bottom lip?
Yeah, that's all he has. What happened to the top lip?
I don't know.
He's a bad guy.
We need to drop him off on Skid Row, give all the bums and
Yep.
the crackheads hammers, and let him just go to work on this fuck.
That's when you know somebody's a psycho. That's the picture of a bad person. That's a bad guy. Look
His
at him.
head's pretty lumpy.
He's
He
a
does
bad
look like he has
person.
a dent right there. Like someone probably did it to him.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
He's a piece of shit.
Hopefully. Well, maybe that's, people got to quit hitting each other with hammers.
Yeah,
dude.
that'd probably be where to start.
When does it stop?
I don't know.
You
He
know?
gears up and goes in there and hits people on the head. with
Kills
him.
bums with hammers.
What a bad guy. What a bad fuck.
I mean, we've all thought about it, but it's not a good look.
Dude.
I've never thought about that.
You haven't?
Hitting a bum with a hammer?
Not a
I don't want
hammer.
to touch him. I don't want to
We've
get
all
fucking
thought about
SARS. Or
Not a
whatever.
hard hammer.
Not a hard one.
Like a
Just
plastic
a
one, you
Nerf
think?
hammer. A Nerf
Yeah,
hammer.
Nerf hammer, dude.
I always carry a Nerf hammer.
Now that's a fun game. Nerf hammer and some local bums.
But I sneak up on him and I give him an apple.
Oh, wow.
I'd rather have a super soaker, so if they get within 10 feet, I spray the fuck out of their face.
Wow, bro. No, I
Man,
love
that's mean.
sneak up and give him an apple,
Yeah.
dude.
Apple?
The fruit assassin.
Fiber.
Brian Callen, the fruit
Fiber
assassin.
and some cash.
What else you got, Chin? That guy's a piece of shit.
Are you guys familiar with not Donald Faison? Faison Love?
Uh-huh.
You guys are.
Yeah.
Do you remember him? He's from
a
that
comic.
old school TV show, The Parenthood.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
like a lovable,
Funny guy.
He was
Yeah.
on SNL as well, I think, briefly.
Yeah.
You got a picture of him?
Yeah.
He just He's right here. He
killed
just
someone?
Beat the crap out of a valet attendant
Why?
at an airport.
Oh, and this is the video?
Yep. So I'll show you. So he's here. They were kind of just going back and forth for a little while, and then it looks like it's going to end, and I'll show you what happens.
Valet Columbus.
So he's kind of walking away, and the guy turns away. He grabs him,
Oh,
tosses
shit.
him,
I don't know him.
and here,
Oh,
boom.
my God.
Faison
Dude.
Damn, he just twerked.
Yeah, and then they stop him right here.
Is that Eric Griffin getting in?
Yeah,
Yes, it is.
he looks
Dude.
like Big
You
Black.
see how strong Faison is, though? He took
Hey,
that dude and shucked him.
Oh, that's not
That's
the same
him right
face
there.
I know.
Oh, dude, he's hilarious.
Yeah.
He's from Friday.
Exactly. from
That's
Friday,
Smokey.
Too. He's a.
Yeah, he's
I thought he was
funny
like a
as
lovable
motherfucker.
guy.
Oh no, that's
Everybody's smoky on the
no,
movie.
Smokey. God, what's his name in Friday?
He had a low
Hold on,
rider
go back
with
again because I
perm-
want to see how fast.
Big Perm. That's
Bro,
Big
he
Perm.
shucks that dude like a fucking like he's
So
a
that
rag
second
doll.
part was the craziest part when he
Yeah, let me see
throws
this
his
again.
head into the
Let
side.
me see this again. This motherfucker's no joke.
All right.
Well, he's
So-
a complete joke.
He's
Like
turning
the
away.
tiny
He's
guy
strong.
looks at
Grab it
Look
ballet.
at
again.
this. Ready?
Goes
Whoa!
on the ground.
Watch
That's
this.
what you
Ready? Watch
take
this.
from
Watch
this
this.
beat?
Whoa!
Boom.
Oh no.
Yeah.
No, that's a tiny little guy. He's a huge fat
he know?
black
Hold on.
guy.
Look how small that man's ankles are. That is
He's
barely an
tiny.
ankle.
He's got some.
That's not
small ankles.
impressive.
That is
guy,
a breadstick
If,
holding him
if
up.
anyone had any sort of strength, they'd beat the fuck out of this guy.
Yeah.
Look at the
Out of
cop in the
phase on?
background doing
Out of
nothing
phase
the
on?
whole time. The white cop. Is that a cop
Look,
or
and
just some guy?
I can't tell what that guy is. He looks
and
just
as
like a
soon
worker.
as someone who's of bigger size steps in, he stops doing everything.
Yeah. Wow.
He's a bully.
He's a bully.
piece
Oh,
of
there's
shit.
no doubt. But I mean, but watch. What's this? That guy did nothing back there, huh?
This guy, he looks like a security guard, but he's probably
No,
just
they
a
look like they're
worker.
fixing the elevator. That's not a security guard.
Plus, he's
It's
just
just so
chucking him
far
around.
away.
If you see a guy just chucking another dude around,
I would slap the fuck out of him
would
if
you?
that happened on my watch.
You see him chucking a guy around. You're like, maybe that guy was a dick. You never know.
Oh, see, I wouldn't do that.
Until they start hitting.
I would stop I'd stop both of them for sure.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
Find
let
out
that
what
guy
happened and then let him finish.
Have
Yeah,
you broken
because
up
he's so
fights?
much bigger.
Have you
Oh
ever
yeah.
broken up fights?
Yeah. He's so much bigger. I'd never let that happen.
Wow.
The rumor is it's because he thought the bill was too high for his valet charge, whatever that is. But it's got to be more than
You
that.
can't
right?
beat up the guy.
Maybe.
Well,
Good lord.
I can't
He
believe
What,
had a
what's that
moment.
guy been doing? Like he did.
He's
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 big
in a bunch of
perm.
movies still.
Is he still in
Yeah,
movies like
I think
Barbershop
the
1,
most-
2, 3, 4, 5?
He did
most
Dove's
recent one
pilot.
was-
He did Dove's pilot.
Did he? How'd
Yeah.
that go?
Well, it didn't get picked up, but he was.
Yeah.
It was Neil Brennan and Dove's pilot. No, it was actually just Dove's.
It didn't get picked up. It was
Phase
Neil
on
Brennan.
love.
in
I
it
think,
too?
well, Neil and Dove
Oh,
did do
Couples
a pilot
Retreat
together,
was the last one that I think he did.
You know how long ago couples retreat with
Oh, yeah,
an
he was
elf?
an elf.
Oh God, 2009.
Yeah. So what's he do for money?
He was on
I think
Blackish
he might
there.
do stand
Oh,
up.
yeah.
I think he does
Blackish.
stand up.
Yeah, he's a stand-up.
Yeah, he travels and does stand up.
He was in Ohio. They got a lot of.
He was a funny dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he's had a good career. It's
He's been in a
unfortunate.
shitload of stuff.
Yeah.
You're kind of
Obviously-
screwed now when you pick on,
He got triggered. He got triggered, man. Something happened to him.
man, that sucks.
Well, he's from Cuba. He is exactly 49 years old. Too old, sir, to be doing that.
Yeah.
And,
That sucks, man.
I don't know.
He's hilarious.
He shook that little man around, you know?
He shook him around. He shook
he deboed that. He
like
big
he
perm
beating
that
a
guy.
kid.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
yeah.
did big perm.
He big perm, big worm.
Hey, speaking of current events, how about the CIA able to tap into your smart TV? Don't know if you know this, but one of the things that the New York Times came out was the CIA has all the technology and has been, if the documents, and they are pretty genuine, has been able to tap into your phone, your TV in your house, even when it's off, if it's a Samsung, and they can turn that into a whole listening device.
Uncle
Especially-
Samsung, that's what it
especially
is
so
now.
with my TV,
Uncle
I can
Sam.
talk to my TV. It's smart. It's got like Siri, you know?
Yeah.
If you do that on your TV, CIA can get in there, they can send a signal, and they can listen to everything. And from what I understand, they've actually solved some murder cases in homes when the TV was off. Somebody came and killed, but they were able to hear what was going on.
Damn.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's kinda
which is
cool.
good, but the question is, what the hell is the CIA doing listening on...
Go ahead and listen in, CA. I'm not doing anything suspect. I'm not selling drugs. I don't give a fuck. Everyone's all up in arms. I don't give a... Check my text. You might see a good dick pic. I don't care. I'm not doing anything shady, any none of that. I know everyone freaks out. I know it's like it's invading your privacy. I'm not doing anything. They're not going to be beyond me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
you-
what's the big... So they're listening to me play with my kid? Or, you know, I don't...
Yeah, but the only problem is, like, for example, and like if say a sitting president, I'm not saying this happened, but this could be an example. The reason you always have to have court orders and stuff is because if a sitting president, just say Donald Trump, decides in the way he's accusing Obama of, he's in office, there's a Democrat that's about to win, and he doesn't want that
So
guy.
he listens in on his TV.
Yeah, I mean, he
That's
says
their
the
problem.
CIA.
Don't be an asshole and talk like an asshole on TV or do shady shit.
Well, you just don't want. You don't want.
You don't have to worry about it.
But
at
you're a
home.
safe
Government.
adult. You live the life of a safe adult. It seems.
You don't
like.
want the government being able to listen in without, due process. That's
No, I get that, and that sucks. It's also not the end of the world.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I love your
especially if it
attitude,
solves
man.
murders or catches ISIS, especially in the United States, or foils their plans if they're trying to organize some sort of bomb.
Oh, yeah, or
I'd
if
much
it's a-
rather take that risk of them doing that than listen to me talk about butt sex.
It
Yeah.
is
Damn.
a difficult situation
Try not to
because
do
you
that.
want your intelligence agencies to be able to listen in on assholes.
Yeah.
Because you're right, the stakes can be pretty fucking high if you have a cell that's organizing to kill a whole bunch
and we
of
have the
people.
access to listen to their phones or wiretap their TVs.
And we've known this. Nobody said anything, but they were real quiet. Like the NSA and the CIA were real quiet when it was turned out that you couldn't. When Silicon Valley was having this big problem with the FBI, where they couldn't break into WhatsApp, and they
Apple.
couldn't break into Apple. But
Apple
guess who was real
refused to give
quiet?
them
Like the
access.
FBI is like, we can't fucking break into this. The shooters from San Bernardino, but the NSA
To the
and
Apple
CIA
phone.
real quiet. They were like, yeah, we can't either.
Yeah.
They got the technology.
Dude, we
They can
can't
go-
catch it. We can barely convict the dude who's killing people with a damn hammer or run
Yeah.
away with Super Mario
Yeah.
Brother.
Yeah.
We're not.
I get we want to respect our privacy and our rights and stuff, and I get that argument. I'm just saying, if you're not doing anything shady and it's helping solve crimes or foil fucking ISIS plans, I don't. It's not the end of the world.
So let him in for an hour in the evening. Be like, if you want to come to the Shaw residence, you can record us from 7
whatever
to 8.
you want, you can watch. I mean, whatever you want, man.
Wow,
I'll
you're
set
brave.
up a live feed.
You definitely don't
Shia
want. You
LaBeouf
definitely
style.
don't want to give the government the
Yeah.
power to listen in on anyone without due process and a warrant. You just can't give the government power.
But if they've been doing that and we didn't know and the government did know, then
haven't.
that's squirrely.
Yeah, that's
They
super
haven't.
squirrely.
They always do that.
But if they have even the slight curiosity that this guy could be some form of a serial killer, terrorist, I think they should be able. They should be able to listen.
Well, they are able to in those cases. I mean, but they have to prove to a federal judge that in fact, that in fact, look, hey everybody,
He could
this
be a
guy
risk.
is, and then
I have no
and
problem
that's
with
when
that.
yeah, but just keep in mind that it's you'd still need due process. And hey, by the way, here's where a free press comes along. Eddie Bravo talks about fake news. Guess who broke this? New York Times. New York Times was like, hey, guess what? People within the CIA, because they have sources, they fucking called. They didn't feel good about it. They leaked it to the New York Times. That's where a free press is very important because the New
Right.
York Times goes, hey, everybody, I got news for you. The CIA's been doing this. And can you imagine the CIA right now, what's going on? They've got to justify this shit. When the New York Times runs it as a front page ad, front page story, this is where free press is very important. They keep your government agencies and your politicians and people in power honest. They hold them to account.
Eddie,
But do you think that
Eddie's
they
going on fucking
Yeah, InfoWars.
InfoWars today.
Yeah,
He's
whatever.
on there today.
Yeah, good for
Eddie
him.
Bravo, I don't know what it is.
That should be interesting.
It's conspiracy theories at its finest.
It
It's
is?
the biggest show for conspiracy theories.
Then again, though, if you had told me that
And
the
he's got it
CIA,
right.
well, if you had told me the CIA was listening in on all these things, I would have been like, no, they have to go through a lot of stuff.
Right.
Guess
Process.
what? According to the New York Times, which everybody,
Chalk one up for Eddie.
the New York Times is like, nah, actually, here's why we're here, because government agencies and people in intelligence will, like all people, will take shortcuts to get their agenda done.
Where do you get
Yeah.
your news, bro?
Well, what about this? I believe mostly rumors I get my news from. I do. Rumors and instinct, dude.
Yeah.
That's what I trust
That
the
can
most,
be dangerous,
bro.
buddy. Rumors and instinct, because people can start rumors for no reason, and they can create rumors for their own agenda.
Legit rumors then and
Yes.
instinct.
Yes, that's fine.
Legit.
But I'll do this, man. I'll say this. What if the New York Times now is just creating that article to make it seem like they are holding the press?
Because
That'd
the
be a conspiracy
CIA,
theory, sir.
Yeah, because the
Would it?
CIA
Yeah.
is coming in, because that's not
wow.
how the New York Times works. That's not how their editorial board works. But also because the CIA basically is now that all these agencies are scrambling. You got Congress going, what the fuck is going on? You got people on the Senate Intelligence Committee having a talk. They're all like, what's going on here? What happened? Who's
Yeah.
fucking doing this?
Yeesh.
Yeah.
What else you got, Chin?
Tough
Is that
time,
it?
man. That's why you got
I
to take
guess
care of
one
your
more.
life.
Do you guys
One-
watch basketball?
Yeah.
Yes.
Much? I don't really know, but this guy, Andrew
You're a
Bogut.
liar, sir.
Bogut?
That's why you said yes.
Bogut.
Bogut.
Here you
Yeah,
go,
I guess
young
he
lady. She
just.
knows.
She does know. She knows more than me for sure. He just joined the Cavaliers and he played less than a minute.
He was on the Warriors last year, if you remember. Yeah.
I don't.
Okay.
But,
anyways.
yeah.
Beautiful
Number
man.
one draft pick out of Utah, Australian bird. Carry on.
So he was playing for less than 1 minute, and he already broke his leg, and he's out.
Hey, I want to try that. Oh God! And then they
As a
pay him all this
Cavalier.
money.
Yeah.
My buddy was
That sucks, man, because the Cavs, I know no one here watches fucking sports, bunch of bitches.
No, you do, don't
That's
you?
what's wrong with America.
Don't you, Theo?
Speaking from
You
the
watch
beginning.
sport.
I watch sometimes some stuff in the evening. I watch a little bit of highlights.
Okay, that doesn't count. So with Bogut, what sucks is they were going to be a real threat. The Cavs having him now. That'd been huge in the playoffs.
That white dude laying on the ground was going to be a threat, bro.
Yeah.
I do not believe
I
this,
swear,
dude.
they're number
That's
one pick in the
fake
NBA.
news, dog.
Yeah, that's fake.
My buddy's senior year high school football, so excited, going, whoa! He was one of those guys I'd get embarrassed. He'd be like, whoa, let's go! And it was practice. It was the first day of practice. He goes, it's going to be sick this season. Let's do it. He was like he was a leader of the team trying to take on a leadership role. And he goes, let's go. And he starts running backwards. He just starts running. He goes, good dick. And pulls the ground. His knees fucked.
Missed the whole season?
The whole season like that. Like that. I remember talking him down from it. He's crying.
God,
I'm like, I'm sure it'll be. He's not going to be okay, dude. I tore my knee.
It's not a current event, but something good to talk about.
man.
Tim Tebow, right now, the game might be able to start at 10 a.m.
That's awesome.
He's in the starting lineup for the Mets, first day of spring ball. He's the DH. He's with David Wright of the real Mets.
Wow.
And they're playing the Red Sox, and he's going against the Cy Young winner. Here's the big leagues. You're going against the best pitcher in the world.
But he called up. He got called up to the majors.
Yeah.
That's a huge deal.
It's spring ball. It's
spring ball.
not the real leagues, but still it's a big deal. And they had
Wow.
during their spring practice, they had a home run contest, all the big leaguers. He won it.
Wow.
What?
Mm-hmm. That last thing I checked, my brother was watching. He texted me. He struck out his first at
Good.
bat. It's against a Cy Young Award winner. So
Yeah.
it's pretty fucking cool though, man.
What an amazing.
Tebow
thing.
was 6-8 or 8-6, I think, as a starter in the NFL.
Yes.
And nobody ever gave him any credit for that. Like, sure, the dude is throwing for Christ, right? That's fine.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't.
But the dude was 8-6.
Yeah.
Like, he's better than
Won a bunch of playoff games.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I just thought he should have got more of a chance. I feel like the media beat him down, and maybe he did it to himself.
It's a double.
too.
He didn't do it to himself because he didn't ask for all that attention. It's a double-edged sword, right? Because he's bigger than the game of football. He really is. So he comes with all this marketing publicity anywhere he goes, and teams just didn't want to deal with it. They're
Yeah.
just like, fuck, man.
And he's the
It's
last virgin,
It's like
isn't he?
Tom Cruise, it's a beast.
He's the last virgin out there in America.
Probably the
he's
last
up
version.
there, yeah.
Beautiful man.
There's 11-year-old kids who are like, this dude's a virgin.
Yeah.
What's he-
And let me clear this up because I get this a lot on my social media. Like, how are you going to give CM Punk shit for going to the UFC and being on the main card, but you don't give Tim Tebow shit? So let's just stop all that there. That's cute because remember, CM Punk doesn't come from any professional sport background.
ridiculous
WWE
comparison.
doesn't work.
Yeah.
To make that comparison, if you want to do a debate, I'm totally down whenever you see me out. The better comparison would be Brock Lesnar, who comes from a legit collegiate sports background, who was a national champion
NCAA
wrestler.
champ, right? Yeah.
Yes. And then went WWE and then tried out for the NFL,
Yeah.
didn't make a team. That would be a better comparison than
Yeah.
to do CM Punk has no sports history in his life. So you can't call him the CM Punk of baseball.
But he was
he
also-
has a huge background.
Tim was a big time baseball player too, right? I mean,
In high school.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
It's been a long time, but he's also a Heisman Award winner, one of the best college football players of all time.
Ridiculous
A good
athlete.
NFL player, but does have a history in baseball where he was drafted.
And
out
half of
high
baseball is
school.
throwing, catching and throwing, and he's really good at throwing.
Being out there probably looks nice in
throwing-
uniform.
It's different. I know it's
Wearing a
different.
cross on your neck, a small cross
So
on
he's a
chain.
DHB, so
Got it.
his power's not throwing in.
Okay, so
fielding.
he's the designated hitter.
Yeah. Let's leave the sports talk, fellas.
Isn't he?
What else you got,
Oh, wait,
Shane?
wait, but isn't he in the field or is he
He'd
only
be a DH.
So he's only a DH.
hits.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, DH.
Oh, I didn't know
Oh,
that.
wow.
So he's not.
Well,
he's not
he
playing
can-
first, second, or third base or any of that stuff.
Well,
around.
he played center field, and I think in the Winter League.
Okay.
But today, the big times that he's doing, he's just a DH.
Okay.
It's like-
he
kinda
would be a DH if he got called up to the big league.
It's kind of like when he jumped into your dream just to bang.
Yes,
Just
to jump on that train.
That's what
Yes.
it was.
Tim
brother.
Tebow.
I just
He
Tim
Tebow.
Tebow, and he tried just
Double
jumping in on
welding.
it.
You got double welding. Is that what it was? Welding the caboose.
Welding the
You got a
caboose,
double weld.
dude.
You got a drop in knowledge, brother.
Yeah, I just wanted to quickly. I've been reading the Constitution lately, and I know you get a little tired of this, but it's important.
It is
It's a
important.
fucking document that we benefit from every day.
Yeah, please, man.
Real quick question, trivia question. It's okay if you don't know. What's the First Amendment? Anybody?
Freedom of speech. No, freedom. Yeah, freedom of speech.
Well done. Freedom of speech, freedom to assemble, freedom of the press. Okay, and ready? What's the last one? The freedom to petition your government, which means you're allowed to demonstrate,
Yep.
march,
Yep.
hold signs up,
Mm-hmm.
and so that's what we're having today. We are having an exercise of the First Amendment. And how many amendments in the Constitution, everybody?
40?
27.
Close
27.
though.
Not bad.
That was very
The amendments-
close.
And what's another word for the amendments?
I thought it was more than that.
What's another word for the amendment? What's another phrase for the amendments?
Bill of Rights.
Bill of Rights.
Thank you. Thank you, Chin.
Hey, do you
Fucking
remember that?
Chin. The Bill of Rights.
What was the cartoon, The Bill of Rights? Remember that bill?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Bill of
Someday I
Rights.
will be a bill.
No, what was that?
I'm a addendum.
Yeah, it's something like that. I forget.
yeah.
He was the actual
But
Bill.
it's funny how none of us like we all got to brush up on our civics classes, man. Just
Yeah.
know how your government works. It's pretty helpful, and know what the Constitution says. It's kind of important.
You're right, actually. I feel ignorant in here. And
Me too.
beautiful North Korean
separation of
gentlemen.
powers. Separation of powers. Three branches of government. Legislative, which is that's Congress, bicameral Congress, right? We
Yeah.
got two houses. And then we got the executive. What's the executive? The White House.
Executive White House.
And then what's the third one, Brendan? Come on, you know.
You did. I didn't hear this. Judicial.
Judicial.
There you
Bob.
go.
Thank you. Judicial.
I missed your first part.
The Supreme Court, the federal courts, the district
Come on,
courts.
Theo. God damn it.
It's judicial.
But so they all work to balance each other out, right? You can't make a move without the other one a lot of times.
Teamwork makes the dream work,
That's
man. I'm
right,
just saying
bro.
that.
But it also keeps government sluggish and slow, which is what the founding fathers want. They wanted a slow,
slower
cumbersome
pace.
government. They don't want
they want
fast.
us in the mud so we can buy these Ataris and
Yep.
everything.
Who are the
Yes,
wise
sir.
men? Who are the wise men? Who are they? So the house is closer to the
Your
people.
job knowledge over, sir. Let's kind
Gold,
of save that for
frankincense,
mixed
myrrh.
mental
Yeah,
arts.
yeah.
Who brought myrrh to the frickin' baby born?
Right.
I can understand dropping a little F cent, some gold, but some dude bought myrrh.
Wait, how old do you
bro.
have to be? What's the oldest you have to be a congressman?
Well, you said president's 48, right? Or is it 52? Am I wrong on those?
No.
Do you not know?
35.
I know
No.
that. Yeah, I think it's 35.
No way. Look that up. Chin.
Well, for a senator, you have to be at least 30.
I said president.
Right. Senator, you have to be
You
30.
said what's for president, though?
Congressman, don't tell me yet. I'm going to guess.
Don't tell him. Let him guess.
right.
Congressman,
Hilarious.
you have to be. So for a congressman, you have to be 25 or older. For a senator, you have to be 30 or older. And I'm going to say for president, you got to be at least 35.
I thought it was 45 or over.
I'm gonna say 35.
I'm going to say 45. I thought it was
What's the
40.
Hold on.
Doesn't give us an actual age.
Well, you can definitely find it, Chin. Just go
Jesus.
minimum age for U.S. president.
You might know more about our Constitution,
I'm going to say
but
it's
I'm definitely
35.
better
I
at
believe
surfing
it's
the
35.
web.
There it is right there. Yeah, I'm right.
35.
35.
At least, man, you can be 35.
Yeah.
What is the age limit
That's
for
so
Ku Klux
young.
Klan? What's
That
the
means
age
I
limit for
could
the
be-
Ku Klux Klan? Do you know?
Average age? Probably, I don't know.
They're probably in their 40s. That's my guess. Fucking a bunch of disgruntled white
Membership
guys.
requirements. This is great, dude.
Membership requirements?
Got to be white.
White.
Got to be white as shit.
You must be a white male
Free
or
white. You must be a
female.
free white male or female of European descent, at least 18 years of
years.
age.
Faith to Jesus Christ.
You must be a Protestant, not Catholic. Damn, able to profess faith in
Under
Jesus
no
Christ.
circumstance will we accept any association with homosexuals,
doesn't say that,
atheists.
does it?
Yeah, atheists, mentally insane, which we all are. But if you come in here speaking that,
You
can't
must not be
in it.
married or date other people of other races, nor have mixed race dependents.
Hey, check this one out. We definitely will not accept any person who's been convicted of treason or espionage against the United States.
Can't be on probation or parole. You're not free men. And on being a hate group. It's a
not
misconception
give
that
them
we
too
are a
much airtime.
so-called hate group. No member of the Ku Klux Klan mindlessly hates other races.
You can't even be on parole. I mean, that come
We're
on.
basically biblically correct
Fuck, man, I
separatists.
got a bunch of parking tickets. I'm trying to join the fucking club. You won't let me out because I fucking parked wrong? Didn't pay my bill?
Well, hey,
Two-term Trump, let me in.
at least they're upstanding. You know?
I agree. At least they have some standards.
rules, yeah.
Not like that girl off
Gotta be a Bible.
Snapchat. You see, full circle.
Oh, God,
Full circle with
dude.
Theo
I can't
Von.
imagine looking at our semi and not liking her because she's
That's
very
because you're not
beautiful.
racist, sir.
because she's got fucking caramel skin. Like I'll take her skin over anybody's skin in this fucking
Yeah, let's
room.
relax with those business socks hitting on our intern.
I'm just saying, I care
Theo,
about- I
where
care
can we
about
find your
skin. I
iTunes
care about
special, brother?
You can find it on iTunes. It's called 30-Pound Bag of Hamster Bones. And then also, if you want to check me out, I'm going to be at Comedy Club on State March 23rd through 25th.
You took my spot. I was supposed to be there.
That was you?
Yep.
Thank you for that. I just got the
welcome.
call last night.
I'm not going to be in Madison because I got to shoot my pilot.
wow, but
Yeah.
your fans can still come out and I'll do a little bit of your act.
There, go see Theo, by the way.
So you're in Madison, Wisconsin.
see Theo
And
today.
what was the dates?
Madison, Wisconsin, March 23rd through 25th.
And they can
that's
get those tickets where?
2017. You can get them on the internet.
That's a very worthwhile replacement. You will laugh.
He's one of the
harder.
best. Top 5 to me.
no question.
Top 5
Thanks,
right
guys.
now, floating
That's
around.
100% true.
Get
And-
the special on iTunes, 30-pound
30-pound bag of
hamster
hamster bones. Yeah, we fell down a number 2 spot, but maybe we'll get it back. But if not, even for just a moment, we got to be number 1. And so that
That's
was
huge, man. That's tough to do. People don't realize how tough it is to jump those rankings on iTunes.
it's nice. I never thought I would ever think that, stories from growing up would be.
I love it, man.
We'll be listening
I
to
love
them.
it. Nothing but continued success, my brother.
Same
We'll
for
see
you guys. Thanks for
around,
chatting with
the
me and talking me
store.
off the ledge. Sorry, I came in here a little bummed out.
Nah, it's all good, man.
Great. By the way, come see me end of the month, American Comedy Club in San Diego.
Fun.
Yeah.
For those tickets, tfatk.com. Then April 8th, April 9th, Washington, D.C., Philadelphia. Get tickets right now. Both those bitches are almost sold out. And then we are in Austin, April 20th through the 22nd. 2 shows. Get tickets right now. That's the Moon Tower Comedy
I can't wait
Festival
for that.
in Austin, Texas.
Awesome.
I forgot those tickets just went on sale. Get those as well. And then the Big Brown Breakdown is live. La Jolla, basically San Diego, tfatk.com. The Comedy Store in La Jolla, San Diego. Come get you some.
Yeah.
This is The Final Kid with Theo Vaughn. We're out.